All right, I think we're gonna work on a new, maybe a little bit longer of an intro because I think, whatever, man, that intro's short and we get caught up in the commercial and just think, all in all, maybe a little bit different of an intro. We'll see. We'll work on Run the Force. Try to get what's going on, everybody. Just kind of talk to myself a little bit. We got a great crew together today. We've got some interesting news. Some of the stuff that we talked about last week in code, I think we can openly talk about now because they kind of revealed it for comics. So we'll be able to talk a little bit into some of that stuff this week. Interesting news on the Acolyte. We've got Dark Horse might be showing up. We'll see. We will see. I got a couple packs as usual to open. Maybe some news there. A bunch of new cards with that too. And then, you guys love the segment so much, so we're going to continue to do it. We're going to keep presenting certain books that we're kind of hunting for and looking for at cons and stuff that we have on the some of the boys have it on the dinger for the eBay when it gets a certain price to see. So we'll go over a couple more of those books. Let's say hi to the chat real quickly. GTK Comics. Hey, I hear that you are arguing about an ugliest and worst cover of all time.
You started.
I had to say, what's that?
You started in the middle.
Oh, there. Let me start at the beginning. GTK Comics, same person. Don't matter, really. Hey, thumbs up.
The high,
Okay, high, thumbs up, high, thumbs up, thumbs up. All right. Hey, if we did worst covers, we would have put whatever cover you wanted as the worst cover up. We agree here at the Dark Side. We're a quality programming who stands up for our fans. We stand behind you, especially when it comes to ugly covers. 100%. So ready for
I said 100%.
Yeah. So ready for the Star Wars Sunday with the crew for all the newest on everything Star Wars. I think GTK was trying to sell a book or something. GT, did you ever sell that book? It's Dark Side time. Oh yeah. Saying hi for the algorithm. Thank you, Ed. You did sell it? I don't know. Yo, and Nubs will be taken out in the first 10 seconds of the. I hope so, dude.
No way,
dude.
Nubs
bro,
is gonna be 100 years old. He's gonna be like the ancient great Jedi.
Okay, so as I do my usual research on the Star Wars world, Wayseeker, stop making up fake accounts and going into Star Wars chats and posting. I really think this is a great character of the future. Make sure you click that. That's bullshit. I know what you're doing. No, it's one guy. You can tell because he says almost the same thing with different names. Wayseeker, I know it's you. It doesn't matter how much you try to push this Nubs agenda. It's never going to happen, buddy.
Dwayne, listen, you know what's going to happen? A lightsaber right between the eyes.
No.
Fall down.
Nubs is going to be the greatest of all time.
Dude, Nubs is not. I saw 3 comments this week. Literally, it looked like the exact same comment about how great of a character Nubs was.
Nubs Nation is taking over.
It's not Nubs Nation. It's you. Hi, everyone. Hey, Mr. Appleman.
I'm not just a fan. I'm not just a founder. I'm a fan.
And
no, you are.
Fix your background. Put a pop in that hole.
No, that hole is there, but for you. I want you to keep getting annoyed from it. That's why.
Dude, that would be funny. Luke, that would be funny.
The secret entrance to the room behind him.
The whole thing falls down.
The whole, yeah.
I actually have to pull it up. I got an autograph, and I have to pull it up in a regular one. So,
Luke, I would laugh if they actually did. If Darth Nubs came out before Darth Jar Jar, that would be hilarious. I heard that Kingdom of Nerds is trolling this week. Jesus.
Yeah, we'll get into some of those news.
Good. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Love some of this stuff.
Can't wait. I shot that down real quick. I think we're gonna have to clarify
It's true words. That's exactly what he said.
Apparently, I'm gonna have to clarify my stance on something because people weren't listening to what I'm saying.
I got something I'll put right there. There we go.
I'm just saying it's what George Lucas said. So
yeah, but
George Lucas really
he can say some. He says a lot of dumb shit. So
he says some stuff, all right.
Yeah, he definitely says stuff.
Sometimes
Lucas you wonder if he knows anything about Star Wars. To be honest with you,
I mean,
hey,
you're
not wrong. That they don't know what the Force is truly like.
That's what he said too. He said he's the only one that knows what the Force is truly like.
Yep. And he
didn't tell you what it was.
And
that's like, that's like Martin saying that he's got he knows the end of the Game of Thrones books. Like it's the same shit, you know.
And also at the end, he turned around in expression only. I don't think he said it out that he feels bad that he sold it to Disney. That's what he said.
That's not what he. No,
he
never said. He's always said that he's happy about that too.
To a lot of what he said this week, unfortunately for news, he never said that.
But this is all the stuff is stuff he said before. I don't know why there's this fake outrage or like, oh, this is
Oh,
shocking.
it's because he won this big award this week. And
He
so
says
now
the same
everybody's
shit every
taking
time.
Serious
Yeah.
for one day.
I know. And
He was
then
at the
can go
Grand
back to
Prix
being
today.
crazy
He
all
got free passes to the Grand Prix. So if you really want to know what he's up to,
What he said, he's disappointed in Hollywood.
Great.
No original stories in Hollywood.
Europe.
That's what he said.
Oh,
not
the guy who stole Dune is saying that there's
F1.
no original stories in Hollywood.
Whatever
Okay,
it
cool. All right, cool. All right, I'm just saying, it didn't write the
Hey,
Empire.
He's
The guy who didn't have enough time to write his best
the
movie.
daddy of all Star Wars, man. He could talk with some of the things he wants to talk about. You
Or is this in the news? Because if it is, let's just get into
It
news.
is getting there a little bit.
Let's just
article before we have a deep conversation. Let's go.
Yeah, let's just get into news.
All right, start off the top right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
George Lucas came out this week and said, sorry, Dom, he is done making movies. There's no chance he's ever coming back to Star Wars. All those rumors that you listen to, false. He is retired from Hollywood. He said there hasn't been a new idea in 10 years, and he doesn't have any new ideas either.
So he can't steal it. Once again, what was his new idea?
He claimed this animation film was like his greatest thing.
That probably's right. No, that's probably
the
right.
short or whatever he made like forever ago.
Yeah, because like the super secret about Lucas is a lot of the stuff that he didn't write.
He's always been a big idea, like not minutia guy. Like he's not the guy that goes in there and like
he writes an outline.
Yes, minutia. No, like
I got this idea. It sounds a lot like Dune, but it's not Dune. Let's make it. And then the people wrote it and made it. Yeah, 100%. That's exactly how he's on. I don't know how this. How is this news that surprised people?
He writes dialogue. Don't get me wrong, but it's the great dialogue that you see in the sequels that he.
Yeah.
So
well, he did say the whole fact is that Star Wars has made samurai movies and spaghetti westerns. That's what Star Wars is based off of.
Yeah, and Dune. Yeah, that's 100% it.
But he's never coming back, Dom. Never. He's done.
When was he ever there?
He'll probably just be there by Filoni's side and maybe Jon Favreau. Who knows? Just whisper in their ear about something.
Well, he's always around. Hell, he's
always around.
He's everywhere.
Hey, he has to be around. He has nothing else to do.
Let's remember too. The last time he did a Star Wars film, like borderline racist. Like he had a bunch of shit there that was like old grandpa. Like people were making fun of him, saying like, "Oh, this sounds like old racist grandpa telling jokes." Like let's be real about Lucas when he was writing dialogue that JJ's referring to. Okay, I mean, let's be real about that. So
he did say one thing about diversity and stuff in Star Wars.
That's coming up. That's coming up.
Okay. About the
all right.
Story.
Here we go. Here.
George Lucas is glad. This is what he said. He's glad that projects are getting more diverse because Star Wars has always been diverse. And this is why he said there's always been aliens. He's always been about diversity, except for droids. Droids have been discriminated against, and that was his purposeful racism, tying it into droids. But everything else has always been celebrated.
how does he explain Jar Jar Binks and
I don't know.
Boss Nash?
That's what I like about aliens.
Yeah, Newt Gunman. Yeah, how does he explain any of that?
That didn't.
Or what? Hey, what's the guy? What's the guy that's bought Anakin? How's he explain that?
Doesn't. He just said droids are his.
We're just gonna go right on by that. All right, fair enough.
Motif for racism.
They sold Grandpa. Okay, cool. I got it.
Everything else has always been good in Star Wars. People need to say I'm not racist, and also you people that claim Star Wars is too woke, you're wrong because Star Wars has always been diverse. So he's trying to get at both sides, I think, in just one argument.
That's what he does a lot. I mean, that's what all their arguments are, right? Like, I mean, this is why, I think more people. The problem is every time he says this, because this is not the first time we've had this. As JJ knows, in the almost 4 years down, probably 2 that we've been doing Dark Side, this news article has hit us multiple times. And when it first hit, everybody's like, "What are you talking about, Marco? Why do you hate George Lucas?" I'm like, I don't hate George Lucas. I'm just letting you know he didn't really write most of Star Wars, and he did some shady shit. Like,
yeah,
we can accept that. I mean,
every time they have like a George Lucas said this thing, like George Lucas says a lot of things, and a lot of it doesn't match over the years.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's no
Filoni learned this very well from George. Like Filoni and George are very much the same in this regard.
But I think it's they rewrite history of they completely ignore anything. Like they'll take all the credit even if they didn't do it, and they will erase no criticism ever. Oh no, Resistance. People actually liked Resistance. No, they didn't. Nobody. Sticks. Go fuck yourself. Nobody. Go ahead.
He made that comment about the Disney how many years ago when they I don't want to say it to be politically correct, to say what he said, but we go back into his conversation about Disney a while ago. He made a comment,
I think that's just the sites you watch.
But
I mean, whatever. I don't doubt it. He says a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, he does. No, he does.
Because
look, he's all over the place. After he did his thing, even when he was younger and did the Star Wars, he was saying things about Hollywood back in the day in the 70s.
I think he's the one that started the rumor about what's his name? Harrison Ford not liking Star Wars, which wasn't true.
Well, you know what? Harrison Ford actually played that off about not liking Star Wars. That was part of his gimmick of not liking Star Wars. And people took it as
no. He spoke on it before.
He did, but the fact is that he played along with it. Like let me tell you
afterwards. Okay, all right.
Afterwards, but he actually said numerous times, because if it wasn't for Star Wars, he wouldn't be where he is.
Well, dude, you can't. He his hands is also with what's his name, the guy who played Obi-Wan, were all over Empire, like he and Hope. So,
like with the Harrison Ford thing too. Like, I mean, that's the reason why Han is frozen in carbonite. Yeah. Right. Because Lucas wasn't sure whether or not Harrison Ford would sign on for a third movie.
Exactly.
Right. So, well, Harrison also had said like he wanted to, and I think that's
but nobody asked him. Lucas didn't have the balls to ask Harrison Ford if he wanted to be in the third movie.
Right. And I think that was the whole thing, because
they were literally in a writer's room and somebody's like, has anybody actually asked him? And they're like, no.
Yeah, because he thought like it would be great. He thought it'd be great. And then that was how they did I Am Your like that's how they wrote off I Am Your Father, is because like they had to find a way after asking him to have somebody die, because like they thought Harrison had thought it. Harrison said, well, you know what's going to happen? You got to kill one of us. I'm the most likely to die. So he was under that assumption. They didn't have the scripts written, so they didn't have the big. And then after he said that, they thought that he wanted to. That meant, because you're right, JJ's right. He didn't have the balls to talk to him, so he thought that meant that he wanted to move on. Where Harrison just didn't he said he just knew that there needed to be something for the arc to be touching to the people, and then we got the like Vader died. So.
Lucas Vader, father died. Yeah.
Disney killed him.
The other thing too is in that first draft return, Luke and Leia were brother and sister.
Yeah, sister.
No.
Yeah.
They were.
So, they changed that quick.
They changed.
It wasn't him. It wasn't him who changed it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess whatever. I mean, this is like the drunken. Who's that drunken fuck that said that stupid shit too? Hey, please tell me you put the kid quote up here.
The kid quote.
Yeah, him and drunk.
Yeah, Star Wars is a kids movie. I don't know.
I didn't put that in here because he said that every time. He gets so mad anytime people say, and he says work's not good. He's like, "Oh, you don't understand. You're not for kids." He said that over and over again. He said that every time.
What are you talking, dude? What? First off, it's the kid movie when he wants to be like that. Then when he wants to talk about how great he made a deal with Kenner for the merchandising, that Star Wars was all about it was about toys. It has nothing to do with the story at all. He switches the goalposts all the time. Yeah, but then like, who are you selling the toys to? Because you're not selling vintage figures to 6-year-olds, bro. Yeah. Like, you're selling them to grown-ass man. Like, look at Dom down there. He's not 12, bro. You're selling the toys to him. Maybe. You're marketing your bullshit.
But it was at one time. Dom was 12.
One time that was.
I was 12. I was 10 when I bought the toys. But you know what? He also made a comment this week around that Star Wars needs to grow up. That he also said that too. So basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
he's like a fart at a con.
I look at the
stank switches every which way, every hour.
Here's always the best counter, I feel, and it's not always his decision. Who gets attached to the trailer? It's partly the studio, but at that time, Lucasfilm was his own studio.
Yeah.
Like with the prequels, when he says they're kids' movies, and he said that before in the past. The counter argument I always have to that is, what movie did you famously attach your trailer for Phantom Menace to? It was freaking Meet Joe Black.
Yeah, Meet Joe Black.
Was there a lot of 9-year-olds in line to go watch Meet Joe Black and see the trailer of that movie?
Actually, you know what's funny? That movie is actually funny too. Cause I just saw a preview of that movie, Meet Joe Black, with Brad Pitt was stalking Jamaican, which was crazy. But anyway, that's just.
And nothing says kid stories like your sister and brother falling in love with each other and having a love triangle with a scoundrel.
Crazy.
That talks. That's all the time. That's why I think about kid movies. I think that cutting somebody in half, drinking blue milk, like dead bodies burnt in the desert. That's what I like to show my kids all the time.
Younglings?
What are you talking about? Yeah. Politics, like a bunch of intergalactic politics. That screams kid movies.
Well,
Like, I mean, it's a
Luke-
family
Luke's not
movie. I
wrong.
get, huh?
Luke's not wrong in the chat though. The bondage Leia was good for 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Boy.
it
There's a
made
Game
me
of
happy.
Thrones Saturday Night Live
Made
skit.
me
I
happy.
agree with you.
We know, yeah. See what happens? It turns you into a dom when you grow up.
That's why I love her in the outfit. You gotta. That's my.
You're not exactly not helping yourself. No, but I mean, like, that's the point. It is a family movie. I'll give you that. But like, let's pump the like every time he says this or some idiot, and then they act like, well, George Lucas says it's for children. Yeah, well, tell George Lucas to write a good film, and then come tell me about it. Because like,
The whole thing is that directing wise, he sticks. Idea wise, imagination and what he had, that's something different. But the whole fact is that, think about it, everything needs to grow up. We all know that it's a kid's thing. When you get to a certain
hey, no, you know what it is? Hold on. Can I tell you what it is? It's a space fantasy.
yeah, it is.
Why doesn't he just say that? It's a space fantasy. Because that's what it is, man. Just piss off. Like, stop with this nonsense. I mean,
Rolling on the Lucas train. He keeps going. You got one
who's
more.
that?
One more Lucas.
One more.
Oh,
God.
Jesus.
Lucas confirmed this week he will never, ever, ever re-release the unaltered Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah, and that tells you that he's
The changes have made the story better, closer to the story that he always wanted to tell. And so, whether you agree with him or not, his story, he's an artist. He likes it better
Shot
now,
first, damn it.
and he is
no.
never,
Hold on.
ever
Hold
coming
on.
back.
Hold on. I can't wait till he dies and they bring it back out at the minute he fucking dies. Number two, what greatness did he do that changed the story? We now got Jabba like in a shitty CGI getting stepped on by Han's tail. Like what changed in the storyline? We've got some fucking Jawa hanging off a fucking brontosaurus.
Free
Like
hat,
no,
free
I,
hat.
what?
Have you ever seen a South Park episode is about this subject? Pretty
No,
much.
I haven't. But like, what I'm asking is like, what? It's the better way to tell a story. What changed in the fucking story? Nothing
Just Han.
changed.
Just Han. Han got
No.
the
They cut that scene out, but that didn't change the story. It didn't change anything of the fucking story.
Well,
Yeah.
he wanted heavily CGI. That's what he wanted to put in the original Star
Yeah.
Wars movies.
Exactly.
I get that.
Oh, well, we always wanted to have giant dewbacks wandering around.
Yeah,
half the
giant
city or
dewback,
whatever, but we didn't have money for it, so now we do. So let's.
But
put it
what?
in there.
Hey, once again, this crazy old fuck standing on a hill nobody gives a shit about. Like, what? You didn't change a story. What are you talking about? That I mean, what? That's like somebody going up to a Bob Ross fucking a piece of art, and erasing one fucking leaf.
He compared it to Michelangelo going back and altering his
He
work.
put-
That's exactly
put
what he said.
Hold on,
I-
but he
I was being like Michelangelo, changing my work and making it better.
Didn't
Let me ask you a
Michelangelo like
question.
restore his works though? No.
Does anybody
What-
ask this fucking
Like,
clown
what shit
questions
in there?
though?
Let me
Like
ask you a question.
seriously, yeah.
Like I don't remember him
Especially
like
well,
painting jeans on the Statue of David because he thought he looked better in pants. Like I don't remember that.
he released the Star Wars
BK.
New Hope, right? New Hope Special Edition. What changes in The Empire Strikes Back were made? If I remember, I know that Return of the Jedi. You had the extra. They made the Jabba the Hutt.
No,
scene.
they saw the when he was in yeah, was it no, it's Jedi. He put longer songs in the
Jedi,
bells.
yeah. He had the longer scene in
Yeah.
the palace, and then he did the Star Wars Special.
He
Edition.
added some
He put
pod
young
racing in the
Anakin's
background.
Force Ghost in there for some reason.
Wasn't there pod racing in the background someplace?
No, what? No, that was
No, it's in the background. It was.
Didn't he add something to Dagobah? Did he add some of the
No, he
creatures?
did the Wampa. The Wampa. He did a longer scene with the Wampa. I think something more. With
I
the
think it was
Wampa.
longer with the one. But wasn't there another creature that he added to the Dagobah stuff? Something or other?
Well, I mean, he's changed the story so much; it's made such an impact. We can all
He
point
made the
out all
freaking
the
goddamn singing duet in freaking Jabba's palace, where the guy went,
it's with the frog. Yeah,
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 singing.
Hey,
yeah. And I think Gradilla the Hutt shows up in the background of a pod racer off in the
or
distance.
something. Yeah, yeah.
So there's, I mean, like that's what I'm telling you. Like he. Why does nobody say, okay, could you tell us what part of the story you changed? I really would like. I'm not any more crapping on him. I really like to say, like, hey, old man, you say some crazy shit. Okay. Let's just ask you, like, they must not have people who know Star Wars interviewing them. Because wouldn't the first question you'd ask, and I'm by far not the best interviewer. Not saying that I am. I'm no who's that old dude? Larry King, all right. I'm not but Babs. I'm not that Babs lady that died. Are they both dead, King and Babs?
Yeah.
Literally Barbara, whatever, Walter. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
neither one of those people, right? But what I'm telling you is, if this old man starts talking some crazy shit, doesn't somebody just go like, "Oh, that's interesting. Well, what did you change what did you change in the story that made it better?" And then he's got to tell you, I put in a CGI dewback, a CGI brontosaurus with a fucking Jawa hanging off of it, a frog that sings, and in the background, a speed racer track because I created a different thing. And you got to go.
And Han shooting second.
Yeah, Han shooting second.
Does he? Yeah, but like that doesn't change the story. I mean, like it doesn't change the storyline. Like it sucks that he doesn't.
Huh? That is probably the closest thing to changing the story because he thought it made Han's character better.
Yeah, he explained it.
It doesn't. It makes it worse.
It makes it worse.
I agree, but that's what he said.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, George was in the news a lot this week. I picked a few things that he did.
Right. That's what he did.
He should never win awards again, so he doesn't have to talk about all this stuff. But
wait, BK.
He did. The other thing that was in the news a lot this week was The Acolyte. And the early reviews are in. Critics have seen 4 episodes. They did a 2-episode premiere this week, which they brought out a lot of people to. And so far, the reviews are relentlessly positive. Though I will warn you, it sounds a lot like the reviews sound a lot like Andor. It's slow at first.
I don't put
two phrases there: deep storytelling and slower feel. Tell me, there's going to be some people that are going to complain they're bored.
Oh yeah,
filler. The word filler is going to come out a lot. Filler
or slow burn. They're going to say it's a slow burn, right?
Slow burn. People who are reviewing this, they have to say positive things because
they don't have to say.
They want to return to other Disney projects. That's why they do that. That's why they put out positive things. That's what these guys do.
You're partly right in that typically like tidbits.
Yeah, they are more positive. Yeah, I don't put a lot of
more positive. Yeah.
But I'll put a lot of weight
reviews. If they do full reviews later, may not be. But
they're like, oh, you want at least you wanting more. You want to sit there wanting more. Listen, they have to give you.
I know, but the big thing is it is slow. I mean, I've heard from multiple people on these things. It feels a little bit slower, so you're going to be more like
action. They said,
I mean, there's a lot of exposition, right? I mean,
it's a mystery, so they have to explain.
There has to be
everything's new.
Yeah, it's new.
Yeah, they have to explain a lot of stuff.
Look, how you always have to give Star Wars is you have to give it a first couple episodes, because like if you didn't give Clone Wars the first season, a lot of people would have just hated it. Not me personally, but they would have hated it. If you didn't give Rebels the first season, people would have hated it. If you didn't give Mando, people didn't like Mando after, like, there wasn't a big cry of how great Mando was till the second season. Andor is the rare bird, but even after that, it took like 6 episodes before people started getting on the Andor train. Remember that? Yeah. Like that is the story of Star Wars is like, yeah, you're going to get slow. People are going to not just be disinterested in the beginning. And then all of a sudden they're going to think it heats up and goes. So like, I'm not worried about that, but I also don't put much weight in any of these reviews. I'm kind of on Dom's side and JJ's side on that one but like, I'm not on Dom's side. I'm not on Dom's side because Dom's crazy, but like, I'm on the point of like, yeah, don't put much weight into this. Right. Like, because it just is what it is. I don't think there's like some secret sect where they're like, we need to be hired by Disney will hire us if we say good things. No, I think generally people are like, they feel a little, when they go to these review things, they do feel a little loyalty to whatever.
I agree with that one. Dom, the difference with Bad Batch is Bad Batch just was already introduced in the Clone Wars. So it was like people were really excited about the Bad Batch because they liked the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
It wasn't something brand new like this. Yeah. This you're getting dropped into the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and then you had Resistance that just sucked the whole time. So
yeah. So we got a lot of Acolyte stuff coming up here. I don't know if you guys watched this, but this was awesome. They've been doing
great. Hey, hold on. I gotta go back and give Dwayne Scott the bell for this because it is funny as shit. George is behind Han shot fourth. That's kind of funny, dude. I just keep seeing that comment going like he
ring the bell.
All right, brother. There you go. Good job, Dwayne.
Yeah, if you haven't seen how they've been promoting the show, they've been doing a great job with motion. But one of I think the fun ways they promoted it was Amanda Stenberg. So John Williams arranged a brand new solo violin of the main Star Wars theme written just for her, and she performed it in a pretty cool way of just doing it. So in his studio with them all around, and just you could just feel Star Wars.
Right? Can I ask you a question? Does anybody else just picture Wayseeker when he's not on camera playing a bunch of soundtracks for Star Wars and playing with Nubs dolls and having them like meet other Nubs dolls and make out and have Nubs
Conducting,
kids.
air conducting.
Yeah, air conducting, doing all this.
Dude,
bullshit.
this brought a tear. This brought a tear down your eye. It was emotional.
No, I kind of agree.
What
I agree with
the
him in this
living-
aspect. I love it when you can use an actor's second talent in a show. You know, be it singing or dancing or playing a violin, whatever it be, whatever second talent you have. I love it when they utilize that. So.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
it was good.
Like
It was a
me,
good one.
British.
If you haven't seen it,
My second talent.
watch it. Dom, even you'll feel emotional. I don't know if you felt emotional a long time, but you would. So it was good. So good promotion there. Darth Triya, it was revealed, is an
Not good
inspiration
accolades.
for the Acolytes. They decided against incorporating Darth Bane in season 1, though they wanted to incorporate Darth Bane in season 1.
They're gonna eventually. I mean, that just gives more credence to eventually they're gonna incorporate Darth Bane, right? I mean,
Yep.
that's what it looks like down the road for that.
Well, like how much are you going to incorporate though? Like, are you going to incorporate more than like the scene with Samurai Darth Bane and Yoda? Like that incorporated.
I think they are because I think they think that popped. I think they think Samurai Darth Bane popped. Hey, we just hold on, time out. We just covered crazy fucking George for 3 slides about some craziest shit you've ever heard. Like he's improved the storytelling by adding a fucking back, right? Like you don't think his protege
he's not doing the storytelling for this.
I know, but you think his protege was Samurai fucking
I don't think
Bane?
Hedlund has any care about that. I think she just really likes this Legends Darth stuff, and so she just
she does.
It could just be a holocron. Who knows how you could incorporate and bring that in?
I can see it like as a holocron or like even a reference or a
actually, I
flashback
think,
even. But
I will tell you this: Dom kind of did it already, but I think he owes that young lady with those terrible glasses. That's who we're talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he owes her an apology because he at one point said she's not a fan, and everything. And I said you've never heard her talk about before, and everything she does promotes that she has a knowledge of Star Wars lore and fandom. So
wait,
Dom,
I'm gonna throw cold water on.
hold on, JJ. Let me apologize first.
I want to throw cold water on that.
I'm not
Go ahead.
apologizing. Wait till I
You
see
want
the
more.
product. I want to see the product first.
No, boo you. Boo
You
this
can
man.
know. No, you can know your Star Wars lore, and it could be shit on television.
Yeah, but you said she didn't know it. You said
You said she didn't know it. I'm not asking what the
I
product
think
should
she
be.
does know it. I don't think she. I think she just knows what's been told to her. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
That's not an apology, Dom.
I'm not apologizing. I said I'm not
You should
apologizing.
apologize.
He's
You're
not
wrong.
apologizing.
Oh
I'll
boy,
wait
you
for
should.
the product. Once I see all the episodes, and I'll
No, you don't have to do that. She like brings up. You said like she doesn't know anything about Legacy. Now she's talking about this and why this is a better fit. She obviously has some form of knowledge.
But this is not a good fit. We'll see how it fits. In
Well,
the story,
you don't
maybe.
like it as a fit. That's different than if she has
No,
JJ.
it's
I'm
not
not
just
asking.
me, dude. It's not just me.
Okay, no. What I'm saying
Nobody-
is that's
Nobody except for like hardcore Star Wars fans even know who Darth Triya is.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I'm not.
She
I'm
can
not.
pick. Okay, let me finish my point real fast.
Yeah.
She can pick up on anything. To me, this is Filoni talking about Thrawn. But when he talks about Thrawn, he only mentions heir to the Empire because at one time somebody probably told Filoni the heir to the Empire story, and then he's just going off on.
No, he read it with his brother.
As a kid.
He actually read it. He read it with his brother as a kid. Hold on, he read it with his brother as a kid.
Has he
We've
read
heard
any
him.
of the new Thrawn books?
No, he hasn't. But that's not the point. That if
This
you
is
say
like-
that, but hey, no,
I
that's like
played
us.
Knights of the
No,
Old Republic 2
he's
for a
read
little
the
bit.
hold on, but that's JJ. That's just how he
He's read
corrected
that.
you.
That is
Hold on.
blasphemy.
That's just how he corrected you too with that. He actually has said before that he like the original The Heir to the Empire. His brother was helped reading it to him the first time. That's why he fell in love with it. Okay, so he did that. Okay, so we
He
can
did
accept
read it.
that.
His brother
But
read
Dom
it.
won't accept the fact that she talks about these people because she knows them, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, we'll have to."
All
You
right,
know
listen,
what I mean?
You know what? Listen.
It doesn't mean it's going to be good. I'm just
I know,
saying
exactly.
you owe her apology. She knows what she's talking about.
Listen. You know what? I'll give the benefit of the doubt. She knows what she's talking about because honestly, someone that is doing this, brings up this character that half of the Star Wars universe doesn't even freaking know. Only
Yeah,
the
fair.
diehard people, the Old Republic and all this stuff. I understand she's bringing that, and then she brings in Darth Bane. Darth Bane could possibly come in season 2. You know what? I bet she sat down and people talked to her about certain things, and she probably knows her lore. And I'll give that to her.
And to be honest, the Sith triumphant is not exactly. That's not the stone you want to be dying on.
No.
The
That's
Planet
what I'm saying.
Eater.
It's
That's what we're
terrible.
gonna do. The Planet Eater. Like, I agree with you on that point, JJ. What are we? We're gonna have Scion show up. Like, that's what we're gonna do.
I agree. It's not the thing I'm most excited for. But
that wasn't the argument I was
What's
making.
the LC
Thank you for the apology, Dom.
You want to know what the take was when people played Knights of the Old Republic 2? Read what the developers had to say for it. There's a whole thing. First off, Knights of the Old Republic 2 was a horribly rushed story.
Yeah,
they rushed it out the door, and they cut like 3 hours out of the story at least because they had to. But on top of that, you had people like saying, "Well, Traya sits there and is the old crusty lady who lectures you the entire game," and all of a sudden there's a spin. It's one of those things where a character is thought of through nostalgia better than the character they actually were.
Well, also, hold on. There was a lot of
like all of the Old Republic characters.
Yes, it is.
You had some actual good
there was a decent amount of expose in written form, not pictured form, on the characters too, to try to make up for the lack of fucking.
But for the Triumvirate, there really wasn't. There wasn't a whole lot of.
They came out in the magazine and did like the 3-piece
magazine stuff. Yeah. And we're gonna get into Darth Traya later. Thaydu's not here to put a whole presentation on Darth Traya for us, just so we have a better understanding. You all have a better understanding of who this character is. So maybe we can be prepared for the accolade. I don't know. We can get into more of why we don't.
Oh, there's Geek the Nerd.
I'll tell you this. Look, I have to admit one thing. For her to bring up these characters, he knows a little bit something. I can tell you. That's
all we want. All right.
You know what?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It might not be good. Hey, Dom, JJ, might not be good. Still might not be good. Still,
here's another thing. I'll be answering this quote.
This is a novel for a headline.
Yeah, what the fuck is this? Hey, Matt.
Quote.
Please don't read the whole paragraph.
I have to. I want you to hear what you have to say. This is her quote. This is her quote. Do you agree with what she says here?
Welcome to SNS.
All right. Qui-Gon on Tatooine immediately knows from Darth Maul that Darth Maul is a Sith from fighting him, and then reports that to the Jedi Council. Yoda knows about the rule of 2. He said there's always a master and an apprentice. So while they're considered extinct, there was a little bit of knowledge about the Sith that I felt would not have come from ancient history. To me, it felt like somehow they knew that information quickly, and it would have to have been learned within the last 100 years. So she's saying that somehow...
Where's the word salad button?
Somehow... So this is what she's saying about this thing. Somehow,
no. Let's say what she's saying. First off, let's give it proper.
Oh my word!
It's word salad. Okay.
Do you agree with this? Somehow,
what word salad? No.
For Qui-Gon and Yoda to so instantly know about the Sith, they had to encounter the Sith within the last 100 years.
Well, no. First off, if you ever go back and read all of the stuff that is still canon to this day, there was a lot of stuff that was done in the library, especially to the masters, because there's an old master only area that they had to take courses on explaining the Sith. So that wouldn't be a true fact of the matter. They actually knew this. We knew this because not only that, but what's his name's buddy? The guy that supposedly died on a planet but didn't start the clones. Sifo Dyas. Like that's where he got stuck in the area of that. There's all the visioning stuff. Plus, Yoda had been around for so long, there had to be Dark Force users. But I don't have a problem with this. Once again, don't have a problem with it, even if it's, even if whatever they do is
it's word salad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with I don't have a problem with if you take the word salad and cut it down and eat a cucumber, I don't have a problem with one of the cucumbers in the salad. If they bring Sith in here, who gives a shit?
Look, I don't have a problem with that either. I think if the Sith was around, look, Yoda. If you look at Revenge of the Sith, when they were talking about it, when they were in the other council talking, Yoda gives that look to Mace Windu like. Like they know something. They knew something, and Yoda knows something. So Yoda held it from the Jedi, never said anything. So,
but hold on, it's the prophecy of the balance of the Force. So the prophecy of the balance of the Force is always there. So they're taught that. So it doesn't. That means that there'll never be an extinction of the Jedi or the light side, and there'll never be an extinction of the dark side. They have to know that because even going through their days, they had regular dark side things. So they have to, in their teachings, understand the history of the flip side of the yin and the yang of it all the time. So it doesn't mean that they ran into Sith. You don't have to tell somebody don't get bit by an alligator because if you put your hand in an alligator, it's gonna bite you. Like you've heard it, you've seen a video before. Don't put your hands in the mouth of an alligator. Bitch, gonna bite your hand off.
Look, there's followers of the dark side. There's followers of the light too, as well too. You have your cult followers, the dark side, like the Knights of Ren, those type of guys, the Sith Eternal, the people that are out there. look, the Sith may be far few in between that are in the shadows, but there's a shitload of friggin' dark side Force users that follow the code of the Sith.
Jedi library.
So
Yeah.
that could be a lot of the scenario with this.
Yeah.
You
think
know,
so.
and like I said,
And here, okay, so here is the one thing that we could talk about these two, because we know something about this also that they said before. They did in the Jedi Library archives exclude a lot of the dark because they were worried about, because remember, Kiwi's going to turn to the 20 around this time, right? So that means, well, you've 19, she'll be around 18 or 19. So we've already had 16 at some point leave the order or somehow turn. So if you
Well, they don't
read
always
it,
turn.
yeah, they don't always turn. I get it. But like that part of that was there was a part where one of the librarians was saying with Sifo Dyas that one of the reasons they don't like people go into certain areas is because that they could get stuck into the dark side of the Force. We see it with Rias or whatever the guy is. It's got no eyes anymore. Like, so this is not things that haven't happened before. So when you've got a huge population of Jedi or any population of people, sometimes maybe you keep it closer to the vest, some of the other stuff that you might think might influence them, because you also know the light side's thinning out. So I mean, like, there's tons of ways you can explain it. If you're going to, whatever the heck she said here, who, I don't know what this word and sound nonsense is, but I assume that she's referring to like, well, they had to know there's a Sith someplace. Well, okay, yeah.
Well, think about this, like the Bible, right? Look at the Bible. The stories are written.
Stars are still based off.
You know, if you look at the Bible, the stories are written in the Bible, and a lot of it's left out. If you really think about it, a lot of stuff is not put in the Bible. They put what they want you to see in the Bible. If you actually read the original stuff, it's different. The same thing with the Jedi texts. There's a lot of people who left stuff out.
There's no original stuff though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know, really, as George Lucas said, I know. I'm just saying,
I was checking with you until you said that.
Maybe overanalyzing the situation. This is what directors
The
are
depth of the
supposed to do.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah, she's coming up with a fairly competent argument or reason as to why the Sith would be around in the time period of the film that or show that she's doing.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
You know,
and that people are going to be shell shocked.
Yeah.
So that they can't create some video of, look at how she's ruining it now. Siths were never here.
So unlike Bad Batch, where a character just appears out of nowhere that's supposed to be dead all of a sudden, you actually have
no explanation.
A little bit of a plausible explanation for why
JJ's still bad about Ventress showing up for no explanation.
He still is.
The funny thing is that as soon as you see a Sith, they're ruining Star Wars. I'm like, come on, man.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
To be honest with you,
the books of Dom, the original writings of Dom.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I am past that now. Whatever they do, you know, let's have some fun.
Good, Dom. We hope. Let's see what happens next week. But this week, good.
That's why I want to see
the acolyte stuff.
You know, I want to see it. And hopefully, it turns out to be good. Hopefully, it makes my day. And
this character makes. Does anybody else want to just punch this character in the face?
So, do you want to punch David Bowie? Because this is the David Bowie of Star Wars, according to her.
Yeah, I do.
Do you want the David Bowie Star Wars?
The singer guy? Dune? So Dune. We're talking about Dune?
Dune, yeah. David Bowie.
Wait,
so we're talking about Dune again.
This
is a terribly written headline. It's like 4 incomplete sentences.
Well, I'm just doing
what this headline.
What does this fucking mean?
All right.
I don't know.
She called her character the David Bowie of Dune. And in the article, she talked about her love of Star Wars and why
she grew up. The actor,
the actor,
not the character.
The actor. This actor's this kid. This is a kid, correct?
Daphne King.
No, she's just really short.
She's just short. She's 5'10".
Oh, good. So I can say punch her in the face.
It wasn't really interesting. There was some really interesting. It's just give it a lot of care. She's so short.
Oh, this is X-23.
They had to make her a unique.
Yeah.
They had to make her a unique lightsaber because the regular lightsaber hit the ground when she swung it.
Yeah, she's like legit 4'10".
So there's only one size lightsaber, and it didn't work for her because every time she swung it, it hit the ground.
Oh, so she's like
she's
one.
Got the Yoda lightsaber.
Shorter than Pete.
Is what she says. She got the Yoda lightsaber.
What does that have to do with David? I don't understand what David Bowie is.
She just looks like the character. She's the David Bowie.
She's referring to like the makeup.
Oh, David Bowie had to make the makeup on the side of the eyes. David Bowie had that. And when he did some videos and stuff like that. He had that just to look. That's what you.
I just, I don't know. I don't like them. I'll be honest. For some reason, it's like, you ever see those porcelain dolls that creep you out? For some reason, it's just the face.
It's like a Japanese kind of kabuki.
You ain't wrong.
Huh?
Looks like a Japanese like kabuki thing to me, kind of. mask
Does
the
she
booty
feel-
mask.
understand.
If you rub your hands, your hands on a head of those spikes, is that her?
Wait, does
Well,
she say she wants to be in another Star Wars movie too? Because she wants another bag? Because this is where it kind of
No. She's not. But she did say that her character is perhaps the wisest of all the Jedi.
Oh, of course. Yep, sure.
So she might be the youngest, but she's also might.
How's
be
she the
wise.
youngest? She's like 40. You just said she's 4.
She's a Padawan in the show, though. She's young in the show.
She's a Padawan.
She's playing they couldn't hire any child actors. Damn this ageism, dude.
She's
I'm done with it.
X-23.
But
I thought they were supposed to be woke. Why do you hate young people?
Child.
Why do you hate young people? Star Wars, damn you, Disney, hating all the young people. I thought it was a kid show, but you won't hire kids. Is that what we're doing now?
It depends on the look of the character.
Is she gonna get the top of I hope maybe she had a head cut off or something like that.
What was that?
It depends on the look of the character. I don't mind it too much. It does look a little funky. It looks a little non-Star Warsy, but at the same time, it's a unique look. I think they gave to the character because it's supposed to be an anomaly for Star Wars, which is a half alien, half human character, which you don't see too much of.
Right.
Usually, when you see
fair.
a character in Star Wars, it's one species, not two. So, I don't know.
Yeah, but I
can
mean,
see
I
it being
thought
different.
George Lucas said Star Wars is all about the kids, and then they won't hire children actors. Now they just hire short people.
She's as short as a
Fucking
child.
Disrespectful bullshit.
Yeah, that's right. Marco's promoting child labor. That's what he's
Yes,
exactly
absolutely.
right.
Hey, kids gotta get jobs too, man. It's expensive.
I'm looking
School's
forward to her
expensive nowadays.
character though. She was a really good actress, I think, in Logan. She did a great
She
job.
was. She was. I think it actually was a good hire.
Just joking,
All right.
by the way.
For you Star Wars Lego fans, in the UK they have the Star Wars Lego magazine where every once in a while they include rare minifigs. And so one of those rare minifigs is coming up in magazine 110, which comes out.
Ooh, can we get our boy
Is it the
Leaky
whole
Trooper
gun,
one of these?
or
Shout out
one of the
all our friends over there. See if they
It
can get
is
this one.
it is one of the Kloopertron, specialist Kloopertron minifig. I guess it was in one set only, and it's never come back from that one set. And so it's one of the most rare.
For those people that don't know, there used to be a guy named Leaky Trooper on here. He's in the 501st. He's from here. Big guy. He's still got Low Bricks as his channel. Still check him out. Still does Star Wars content on that. If our friends across the pond, I know I insulted you like 2 weeks ago saying we're going to start throwing tea into the lake again. If you don't want us to do that, if you could secure one of these for us, it'll be all even till the next time we decide to riot, which is probably 4th of July, because then we'll be drinking beers and throwing off fireworks and then remembering that we threw tea into a lake. So,
Anyway, so you people in the UK, make sure you don't miss this one, because anytime you get a rare minifig in a magazine, don't pass that up. So
order 2.
Yep. All right, there's a new droid in
I think that's
Galaxy's
what
Edge
she's trying to say,
Disneyland.
Ruben.
This droid is called Bard, and Bard is the droid that
Bard?
tells of the lore weaver's stories. So there's a new
Can we
character.
just have killer droids? Screw all the rest of these. I'm sick of the wheel
you want-
droid,
Do
stupid
you want
droid.
droids to tell the stories of the lore weaver?
What
What the hell's
is
the
that?
Lore Weaver?
No. The answer is no.
Tell
I
me-
want to see them
this
killing people.
droid tells the story of the Sith and the Jedi,
I
all
wanna
the
see
ancient lore.
The droid
No.
say death and destruction. Death and destruction. That's it.
And
I wanna
so
look-
this might be a character to look out for because this character's got all the stories of the Star
First
Wars.
off,
You can see,
real great job on the inventive name, guys. He tells old stories. Let's call him Bard.
Lord. Call him Lord.
yep.
It's hard.
So anyway,
And by the way, it's hot as shit out there. Who wants to stand in the heat and listen to this droid mumble for a long time?
Exactly.
it's in
No.
California. It's never hot.
No,
Like
it-
heathens that
inside,
go
like the
to
Hall of
Orlando.
Presidents or something.
You heathens that go to Orlando, yeah, it's hot there, but
you
California.
get burnt. Yeah, this is a Hall of Presidents. If I wanted to see that, I'd go to the Hall of Presidents again and not burn.
And this
it
is
down.
all canon. Remember, it's all canon.
It will be. These are
Wasn't
me
it-
telling the stories of the Star Wars. So
Why don't they have R2 tell the stories of the past and what he
Because
knows?
R2 doesn't talk.
I know. R2 has all the archives and everything. He was never white.
it'd be so boring. You just hear a bunch of beeps.
Well, no, you'd have
You said
C3PO
what now?
translate. Hold on. No, I know what Dom's saying. Dom, is this what you're saying? Can I help you on this one?
Yeah,
Dom?
right.
What Dom's saying is have R2D say it, and you'd have C3PO, because his mind has been wiped, go, wait, I don't remember that. Are you telling me this? And that way he would translate it, and everybody would enjoy the back and forth of the original two droids, R2D2 and C3PO, like they were originally set to be before George Lucas screwed them up. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Dom?
Yeah, I'm saying that. Also, you could have the girl that actually
speak
voiced.
down.
Totally not saying that.
You can have the girl that R2D2 voiced by in the certain point of view in Return of the Jedi when he was on the other barge. The girl that voiced.
Oh, the
R2D2.
narrator? You mean?
Yeah, the narrator.
The
that
internal
voiced-
voice.
So anyway, if you're a droid fan, might be interested in the Bard, who I'm guessing will be seen in more projects going forward, telling the Lore Weaver's stories.
I don't know why you got to hate on Dom so much. He was a great idea. Give
All
him
right,
a
guess
shot.
what's delayed again?
He
Look,
just
Anthony
again!
Daniels would want money, probably.
this
Now
shit
it's
is
coming
never
out.
coming out.
Now
Never.
it's not coming out at the beginning of January. It's coming out at the end of February.
I don't give a
Nobody
shit about
cares.
this anymore. Get
Nobody
rid of
cares.
it. Who cares?
Yeah.
They
9
wait for
months
20
away. Every
Boo,
month
Dark Horse.
They
How
wait
can
for-
you
I quit.
delay this project?
Quit caring 4 delays ago.
Are they
every
waiting
month.
for the 26th
Every
anniversary
month.
of the Phantom Menace to come out to do this?
Dude, right?
Believe it. I can't believe that you could delay this project every month. for
How do
another
they
month.
still have this franchise? You should go back to IDW. And
Hey,
shame
they
on all
did
you
it.
people
Come
who
on.
said IDW
How long does
sucked.
it take to print a trade paperback? Like the story can't be. It has to be done like 6
I
years
was just
ago.
thinking the other day, how hard is it to print in
Maybe it
1 to
sucks.
15? They screwed up everything. We should go back to our hopes and dreams of what would happen with Dark Horse. They haven't met a single one of them. Not
it's
fucking
terrible.
one.
It could be terrible.
There's no like weird 1 in 5, 1 in 15
I-
RIs by like AH. There's no fun shit. It's just delays and garbage.
I still stand by the point that IDW did a fine job. Like, yes, Adventure sucked, but it was an
I'd
all
agree.
ages book. It's supposed to suck. They did.
Oh
fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
And some of that wasn't. No, hold on now. Some of that didn't. There was
I mean,
some
regular adventures.
Yeah,
not
yeah, but
High
even in
Level.
regular adventures, they had that stuff with the kids. Remember that where they would what was
Yeah,
that name?
the
The
and they
graphs.
did, yeah, they also
Go
did
back-
Vader's Castle too.
Vader's
Vader's
Castle.
Castle
was-
too.
Kind of old, but it was good.
Yeah, the first one was
Back
good,
when
man.
Dark Horse did the right things in Star Wars back in the day when they had the publication when they were putting it out. Go back to those days.
I mean, it's been bad. I mean, the doll was the highlight of their 10-episode kids run.
That doll thing was the stupidest shit. Remember when Wayseeker was trying to push that before Nubs came by? Trying to push that stupid teddy bear doll fucking thing.
Oh God!
So
Who do you
stupid.
think? Who do you think gets it next? Skybound or
Who knows?
Dude,
what
could you
independent
imagine
publisher
Skyball
gets
will have a
next?
crossover with Invincible. It'll be Invincible and fucking Nubs.
Megatron versus
No,
Nubs.
Oh, that'd be so good. I
Dude, it'll
mean,
be Thundercats
I'm
with
in.
Star Wars.
Cobra
Look at
Commander
both.
versus Nubs.
Nubs wins.
Oh, dude.
Nubs.
All right.
Yo, Nubs is just a freaking teddy bear and crack, man. Come on.
All right, we got some other comic news this week. The current High Republic run will be ending, I think, kind of surprisingly, at issue 10. The interesting thing about this to me is we know the first 2 trade paperbacks. The first one's 1 through 4. The second one is 5 through 8. So what are they going to do afterwards? Because they're going to have to shove it into one of these trade paperbacks. I don't know why. If they were going to end it at 10, why didn't they just do 1 through 5 and 6 through 10?
I didn't
So-
read this article. How are they defining run? Is run
I'll
as in like
I'll
that's
show you
the
later.
creative team ending, or is that like
They're going to start the
run as
numbers.
in like we're gonna reboot it back to number 1?
They might reboot it back to number 1.
They haven't said yet.
Yeah, but no, it is. 10
But this
will
is
be the
something
last
we
episode
kind of
the
talked
run.
about last week where we were saying we talked to somebody unofficially and he or she, I can't tell you who it is, but you can take a wild guess because we told her, him, that we wouldn't expose what she said. He said, but like they're going to start transitioning to minis, like do mini breakdowns of prequel stuff and other short posts to focus in on some of the characters that had gotten traction during maybe phase 1. And even a one or 2 that maybe in phase 2, or at least that's their theory.
But
And
they got to
it's
finish
just-
phase 3, though. That's the thing. Like we still
They
got.
no,
one-
this is
Yeah.
like no, that's their idea. It's going to continue. Like that's
Right.
not.
I get that, but we also have to finish the story of phase 3, the story we've been telling.
Listen, can I chime in this real quick?
Hmm.
The whole fact is phase 3 was supposed to continue the phase 1 storyline. Every friggin' book in phase 3 has been going back to stories in the past.
Just
It
one.
sucks.
Just one.
It seems like just one. It seems like it's been going on forever. Just push the story out, push the narrative out, end it, and then move on to something.
No,
else.
this High Republic thing's been advancing by because we've been seeing.
Well-
It really is retelling some of the novels. If you didn't read the novels, but the novel pushed the story. The problem with is the release schedule. You release the novels that told the first arc of this story in comic form. You should have released them at the same time, but you released it like 2 months ahead of time as the pre-books towards the next section. So like the timing is not the timing's not good at this at all. And then with the Dark Horse release schedule, because we're getting something this week, but like, bro, they have fumbled the bag on this. Like they just have.
But you think that maybe they're waiting to see what the Acolyte does? I know that Wayseeker
No.
told me.
No, because I don't think it's going to play back into this
They
story.
already
that
have the
much.
book. They already have the books coming out for the rest of phase 3.
Yeah.
The novels.
Yeah,
are
that's
there.
that's what we're telling you. Like last week when we heard that unofficial rumor thing from somebody who might be in contact and know some things about it, he was pretty darn right. You know what I mean?
And you can't really wait like that. I mean, you're talking about basically pausing your publication event or whatever you want to call it for 8 to 10 weeks while Acolyte runs, and then maybe picking it back up. You can't do that. It'll just throw everything off. So
yeah, I think they're just having a bigger I think in general,
phase 3 ends June of 2025.
yeah, but it's
Yeah,
not. But
about
hold
1
on.
year
Once
from
again, can I explain that? The minis are going to be part of phase 3. When they say phase 3 ends, huh?
it's a 3-phase publishing initiative. So yeah,
Right. Yeah. But no, what I'm saying is like Wayseeker saying this can't be the end of the phase, assuming that he's saying the main line is the point of ending. That's not like it has to be all the publishing ends by 2025. So not like you see what I'm saying? Like he's kind of playing like this matters, but it doesn't.
But what I
really.
think is going to happen, is Kiwi is falling. We already talked about last week. Kevin alluded that Kiwi is falling sooner than later. So I think Kiwi's falling at 10, and then we might see another time jump.
You don't have to. No, you're going to see.
No, why do you need a time jump?
Post Kiwi.
No
time jump.
You don't. That's what I'm telling you, Wayseeker. I'm saying. I'm not saying that I know. I'm just telling you from very well sources. They're doing a lot of other storylines.
I don't think they're going to do storylines that take place before phase 1 until after phase 3 is done. So we're not going to get like young Avar story. Personally, I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to do that after phase 3 is done.
Okay.
So we'll see who's right about that.
I'm pretty good at betting. Would you like to bet? Would you like to bet?
We'll put $1 on it.
Okay.
I see them trying to do both in a way. Like I can see this continuing. First off, the question is how you're going to do it. Are you going to do it in like true mini-series form, like 2 issues of each? Are you going to do it in like you kind of do mainline Star Wars, where you have these like 2 or 3 issue arcs telling those stories?
So obviously, if somebody's not trying to give away exactly how the format is going to be laid out, they're not going to tell you that. But what they are going to tell you is, what they are going to tell you is that like the stuff's finished already, like. It might look like.
I don't have any idea. I don't have any doubt with the outline of the whole thing.
No. Like it's done. Like it's not the outline. Like it's done. It's written. It's already storyboard.
Well, comics are always done a certain amount in advance.
Yeah.
But
say if they cancel it.
But we don't know that knowledge. My question is, how exactly is it going to be released and all that type of stuff will matter.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that might be it. You might be right. They might add a mini 2-piece on the back end of this to get it up to. Whatever they might add a 4-part series onto this, it might be the Star Wars High Republic, and they just keep adding pieces onto it.
You have to tie those loose ends in, right? I mean, we have to figure out, even if it's going back a little bit into the past, you have to figure out what happens to Avar. You have to figure because all those people are important parts of the first phase, and to just end it without telling their story would be ridiculous.
I agree with that. I think there's gonna be a 4th run. That's what I think it's gonna be. It's gonna be still within phase 3, but they're going to start it over. That's what I think is going to happen. But
hopefully,
post Kiwi, because this is the story of Kiwi, so they're going to get to Kiwi's fall, and then they're going to.
Well, it's a good thing I added something different, including both covers of this and the actual description of this book later on in comics.
But interestingly, High Republic Adventures is not ending at 10. That one's continuing on. So,
well, it did. It didn't technically say this is ending at 10. We'll get into it later.
No, it did pretty much say it's ending at 10.
And Michael pretty much can.
Michael Siglin came out on Twitter and said it's 10 is the end.
But you see, but
hold on. Right. Now I'm going to take over news. Hold on, I'm taking over news. All right, so here we go. Here's the solicitation for number 10. The team-shattering finale of the current blistering run. A given choice decision made. The terrifying
blistering run. Yes. So it's gonna be a new run. It's gonna be a new run.
But yeah, the run it could be a new run in the story. It doesn't mean that they're actually.
But new run doesn't mean the series ends.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. The series ends. This isn't a series end. Yeah. Arc ends. That's what it's saying. Arc end.
We'll see. We'll see who's right about that one. But I think Kiwi's That's
Sorry about taking over your news, but I figured instead of just keep referencing a slide, we should.
I mean, like you go back to
done at 10.
Yeah, I mean, go back to how many
probably
runs
the
did original Star Wars have for Marvel? A lot. There was the whole run. When you call it a run, you call it like 1 through 107, but there was different creative teams that broke it up and stories.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
We got one more news. This one goes against Dom and towards Marco. But this week there was big. The Hotel of the Star Cruiser was in the news because people were saying it was junk. It was a waste of money. Report came out from one of the big YouTubers that said it was such a waste of money. And after that, cast members said that's just crap. It still has the highest guest ratings of all the things in all of Disney parks. But the problem was the amount of work the staff had to do to make it run, and it was exhausting. It's 16 hours of lines they had to memorize. They had to still engage with fans. The technology was way too advanced that they weren't ready for it, and most people couldn't run the technology. The training was just too great. It was too much time, and it was too draining.
I think they kind of rushed it.
Well, another thing
I would agree. If that's it, like when they had the meeting on it, like if you heard them say like corporate suits never want to admit that they rushed something and they couldn't train people or staff it up properly because it's a bad reflection on them and future endeavors they try to do. They pretty much admit that they screwed up on that. So like that's all I've been saying the whole time. And yeah, I mean if everybody's saying it, like you kind of got to believe it, man. Like at one point we just got to go like, because they don't usually apologize for screwing this shit up. Like that's when you know it's bad. When Mr. Button Up, the douchebag that's got the button up thing, he got the Botox in his face and looks like an asshole. When that guy's saying
that doesn't narrow it down very much.
Huh?
That didn't narrow it down very much.
Yeah, for executives. Yeah. Well, that guy's saying that we had staffing issues. We could never staff it properly because we were having a bunch of staffing issues. That's falling on their heads, like as the park. I mean, that's their fucking thing to do, and that they have to collapse it because they couldn't keep up with it. It's just, look, once again, not a fucking thing. Oh, I can't believe I have to keep defending this shit because it sounds like the stupidest shit in the world. There's no way I'd get caught dead doing this.
Listen to me.
You do know that, right?
Star Wars fans. Not real Star Wars fans. A bunch of snowflakes that were working in this job. They can't handle the pressure. Get real people to friggin' handle the pressure.
They couldn't find anybody.
Do you understand how hard it is? You're not paying somebody enough money to memorize 16 hours worth of lines and then also learn all the technology and engage with fans. And these people, they don't make that much money.
You want to be an actor?
This is not a way to be an actor.
You got to take
the Who started in Disneyland and be like, oh, this is how I broke into being an actor?
Isn't that where Britney Spears started? Was it Disney?
Yeah. That was
Justin Timberlake or something.
No show. It's not Disney cosplayer.
Listen, cosplayers are.
They call them actors.
I get that they call that, but nobody takes them seriously.
Do they have screen? Hey, do they? Hey, Dom, do they have union cards?
How'd that work out for her actual acting career?
Who?
Britney
Spears.
I don't know. I've never seen her act before. I don't know.
Nobody takes them seriously as actors. Come on,
who is that girl? Hannah Montana. Wasn't she Disney? She's a Disney kid.
Yeah, she's
great.
She started off playing one of the seven dwarves, and then look where she got.
Hey, look at Justin Timberlake and freaking Britney Spears. There were three of us.
That's a show. They're on Disney shows. They're not at the theme park.
They learn no money.
They're actors. Hey. I'm with Dom. Yeah. I agree with Dom 100%. Dom's right. Yeah. Hey, what did you thought? If acting was easy, everybody could do it. Just ask Dom. Yeah. Let's not.
Go back real quick to that last slide.
Come on, man.
What?
Get with it, man. You see, I hire real.
I was going to have to go back to that last slide real quick. I want to ask this real fast. Wayseeker, do you write these headlines or do you copy them?
I write them.
Okay. We need to work, son. That one with incomplete sentence is just bad.
No, get out of boo. Boo this man. Get out of here. Except for you did read a paragraph, which is a no-no.
Wait till we get the Thane's presentation. You can talk to me about writing headlines. Come on now.
Yeah. Then you got to start swinging on wrecking balls after you work as a Disney princess.
Listen, we got a lot of words coming up. I know I put too many words in there. I put too many words. I agree.
I'm sorry, they can't put pressure of acting. Get shift work then. do real work then if they can't do the acting that they want to do.
That is real work. It's like 16 hours a day.
Well, no, Dom, but Dom, the problem was they couldn't find anybody to do it, so they had to shut the park down. They literally couldn't find people to do it.
Like, hey,
Wayseeker
you
would
wanna
have
be
did
in
it.
this,
He would have dressed Nubs. He would have went there. I'm Nubs.
I don't think Nubs was out by then.
you know what? Dom's a pretty big guy. I think we stick Dom in a Chewbacca costume.
Yeah,
for
we
16
should.
hours a day in the middle of Florida and see how he feels.
Yeah,
like 3 weeks
swamp ass
later.
Florida. Holy
All
shit.
summer long.
Yeah. Oh.
It
It's
sounds
funny speaking
horrible.
about Florida. My
Horrible.
cousin's moving to Florida.
Don't give him a hard time. What?
I was just talking to a cousin of mine this morning. This afternoon when I went to Jersey. They're moving to Florida. I'm like, nice. I go, everybody's going to Florida. You know, not me.
To
Yeah,
die. Not me.
Yeah.
Well,
Florida.
he's got
Just
like-
type Florida. Hey, all you gotta do is
50
type
years from
Florida
now when I
man into the
retire.
internet. That thing keeps coming up every day with crackheads and a bunch of idiots. I ain't going. Not me.
You got giant ass crocodiles out there walking the
Dude, there's no way you're supposed to be living in the Everglades, bro. All right. Star Wars, this dog shit. Nobody I even gotta talk about this.
Yeah, you got to.
Mon Mothma was
30
captured.
seconds.
Some guy fucking killed some berries that created juice or some shit.
Who's the girl?
Nobody actually, that's kind of all right. That actually part was all right.
Who's the chick in the purple?
That's the group that kidnapped her.
Okay, good.
Then she tells a story, and one of them's like, "Oh, cool, I kind of got an idea," but then she gets killed.
Look at
Mon
Chewbacca
Mothma's
with
gonna
the
be there.
eyes.
Yeah, Chewbacca's like, "We got to find them," and they save her. Big surprise. And then they continue this story. You want to talk about filler? Holy shit, that was a lot of filler.
Listen, I
Um,
was reading an article about the Star Wars. They said the Star Wars comics are so freaking weird, and it has to be canon, which is ridiculous. How some of this shit is canon, and how how it's all canon. What the hell, man? How can they not get these stories right?
What are you talking
I don't
about?
think you can get a 50. I don't think you can get a 50 comic story right.
Yeah, there's no way. They should never do that. Yeah, I agree with that. They just shouldn't. They should just. I think that's why you're seeing what we're talking about in High Republic, where they've learned that and been like, nobody wants to read the regular Star Wars title. Why don't we just end the arc and then just do little fill-ins? So, I mean, nobody wants 15 books on fucking a teddy bear.
Nobody.
That's for sure.
Nobody
That's
wants
Wayseeker.
Nobody wants 50
Yeah.
Vader. Nobody wanted 42 bounty hunters. I mean, it's just it's too much.
Well, and not only that, too, you remember how we had so much fewer of those complaints when we didn't have like events with like 39 tie-in
Yeah.
issues. And
Yeah,
stuff going on.
agreed.
I think the events thing has that's been one killer. That
Agreed.
they need to
Fair.
never do that again.
That's fair. That's a fair criticism. I'd agree with that.
I don't know if KOTOR was great for 50 issues. There was a couple issues that I thought were
Oh,
there were
yeah.
arcs that were good. But
Whoa, whoa. Pump the brakes. We're watching Cade run around for fucking like just whining for fucking 10 books. Yeah, no, thank you. Let's pump that brakes there real quickly. Let's
Look, I
pump those
think
brakes.
that they should sit back the stories because now look, it's coming to an end.
Okay,
They're gonna
why
release-
didn't you
They're going
say
to release
this?
the comic books that take place after Return of the Jedi. That's going to be the next line, maybe.
we don't know.
Did
We
they
don't
have
know.
Kendrick cleaning toilets in there in one book in that KOTOR one? That shit was fucking. Come on,
That it was
nostalgia.
Lucian pouting and wondering about things for like 3 issues.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, so let's just not kill our remembrance of how good that was. Let's just pass over and not mention.
Well, Star Wars
mentioned.
Legacy with Kincaid Skywalker. I thought that was a good storyline, that entire storyline that went on before they had the couple issues in the series. You know what? Look, basically,
There were good parts to it. There were good parts.
There are good parts to all that stuff, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like
It wasn't like a smash. Like I had to read everything. Couldn't wait for the next book. I would read it. I'd read. I mean, that's the thing about trade paperback. That's why I like it, because if you have a bad issue,
Hey, dude, remember what is this? Where they called him Squint too, and then like that thing all didn't make sense too. That was not. Yeah, I think we're okay. I think we're okay with all of those. Just going like there was good parts of them, but there was some
bad parts.
Yeah, there's some bad
Yeah,
parts.
I mean, and it's that, I think it's that way with any long comic run too. You're gonna have
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
Good arcs and
like
bad
the
arcs.
long ones. All of them are bad. Like Spider-Man goes through horrible runs. Iron Man, they all go through like
Yeah.
ups and
Yeah.
downs.
But you
Hey,
see
there.
superhero
Hey,
comics-
One Man to Victory. It wasn't terrible, but there's you can't say that every issue was great. There was that whole thing where they're traveling through. I mean, I think somebody was cleaning toilets.
mean,
at one
look,
point.
They had the
You're-
crossover that made no sense. with
Yeah.
Victor.
Listen, Star Wars is different compared to the Marvel books. The characters, you can have a shitty run in Spider-Man or something like that, and then it'll bounce back. Star Wars, you have a shitty run, it kind of throws things off. for some
What
reason.
Yeah, I don't know. Spider-Man got derailed for a long time with a lot of
Yeah.
stuff.
I know, but Luke Skywalker doing some kind of outrageous freaking thing.
Let's not go over the
And then
one
you
more
go-
day storyline again.
I don't know.
What I don't understand though
Yeah,
is
another
like if they,
clone
why
arc
wouldn't they
in
go back to the
Spider-Man.
format of what were the big Star Wars ones? So what's the 2 cover? Yeah, full cover, regular cover. My brain's not working right now. A lot of
Adventures?
this weekend. No, in Dark Horse. It had a photo cover and a regular cover.
Oh, that was in Star Wars. That was the main
Tails,
roster.
Tails.
Oh,
Tails.
Tails.
I think if they did Tails again, that kind of would work a little bit better.
Tails
That's
works
kind of what they
fine.
did with Avengers a
Again,
little bit.
Tails was hit or miss, but you're fine with it because you have 4
Yeah,
issues.
because the next one you'll be all right.
Yeah,
Over.
Tails is more of an anthology, though. You're not really telling an arc necessarily.
You know, you can have one.
Yeah, well,
comic
they had some crossovers. Like you'd have a 2 or 3 like part arc sometimes in some of them. So
with different stories. Like I think the whole format of selling these books.
But that's what we're saying. There's like so 2 or 3. There's a couple 2 or 3 issues.
So
in
like
there.
one book, you have the cost of a month, different stories, and that can work. And then you have a limited series here and there of a character. You know, ongoing series.
That's what Dark Horse did, and that gets a little messy too, though. There were so many miniseries.
Yeah, so many miniseries
that did not work out well.
What's the one? The one that Knight's Aaron.
Knight Errant?
I don't know how people
Knight
fucking
Errant,
like
yeah.
that.
All of the
bullshit.
Night Errant kind of
Oh,
rough.
oh,
Deluge.
Was it
There's Night Errant Deluge. there
Jedi
was-
Academy Leviathan.
Oh, boy. yeah.
Uh,
All right, we're not gonna. We'll go through that some other time. All right,
Yeah.
Darth Maul, red, black, and white. I do like the 125, the 1/100s, whatever it is. People like it, but I'm not high on it.
I like the different cover. It's not the same cover as usually they drop the same cover. Like
Oh, they do. I just didn't put it up there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't want to. I didn't because if it's a virgin, they got a regular.
Yeah.
That's not the most upsetting thing coming out soon, though. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Django Fett. We got Django Fett. Okay,
This
cool.
has been decent. I'm in on this.
Yeah,
series.
it's not a bad. It's
Yeah.
okay. Last one was a little slow, but it's okay. Supposedly, we are finally getting Star Wars High Republic number 6. We will see. New
Believe it when
artist
we
on the right
physically
cover,
touch it.
right? What?
yeah. So I'll believe it when I can physically touch it.
Yep. We'll see. We'll see if any of them come out. We'll see if we get the B covers. We'll see. We'll see. And then also supposedly Saber for Hire number 2. Supposedly it's also coming out. So we'll see.
Maybe.
Jesus, how long has that thing been taking? FOC, the one thing we didn't need, 80,000 fucking Ahsoka covers. Because
I have to get this because the first Balin freaking Shahadi.
I ordered 4 of the photos. You can get on me for that one.
Yeah, the photos.
Oh,
1 in 10.
it's awesome.
The 1 in 10.
1 in 10's dope. I like that.
They were
That 1 in
but
10's cool.
Somebody was selling them online for $650 a piece. So I got 4
Yeah.
of them. So
Oh,
There's-
Which
Well,
one?
there's a 1 in 100. There's a 1 in 25. There's a 1 in 10.
what?
There's a foil variant. There's a regular variant. There's a
Which one was it?
I like
what's
What?
what's the
Sabine.
The
Sabine's
one,
the
the one
one.
DNA
in
one.
Sabine photo cover.
Sabine.
Yeah.
It says 1 in 10. It says 10 copy incentive right
That's
underneath.
the one I got. That's the only
What's
one
the
I wanted.
Nakayama's the A,
I
right?
got 4 of it.
I think so.
Bet on the A. The only one. Don mentioned the first appearance. It's the only one with
Yes, it does. They're right there.
them on the
In the
cover.
corner.
Who cares? The first appearance doesn't mean anything. Don't bet on any of them. Let's be clear. Bet on the one that you like. And
the artwork looks pretty good in this.
Well, that 10-cent copy is going to get signed by what's her name? The actress.
A lot.
Shit ton.
It's a good cover.
It is a slick cover. It's a slick
Is
cover.
the 25 a photo too? Or is that like
This,
a
the
painting?
25 is the same cover that was on the Empire magazine.
Yeah, the magazine cover.
But it's a photo, right?
I believe so.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
That is
I know.
her.
I don't know if it's a photo or a painting. I'm just curious. They have
Yeah,
2
it
photo
looks like a
covers.
photo. They got so many fucking covers for that. Also on FOC, Darth Maul number 3.
I like the first one. I like the first cover.
I like the first cover.
Yeah, that's the one. That's gonna be the center of the one, and that's gonna be the same as the last one, 125.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I like it. They're gonna have another 1 in 100, another one, and supposedly for FOC is number 3 for Saber for Hire. We'll see. Who gives a shit? Catch of the week: 34-pound carp and a flathead. We're bringing it back. It's summertime. This is great fertilizer. That thing was huge. It took 2 of us to get the spears up. There you go. That is the catch of the week. We're bringing that back for you guys. Now let's talk about down the road. Star Wars Down the Road, High Republic. We kind of covered there. There's 2 covers here. Now here's the interesting part because it said, and Wayseeker's making the assumption because it said Jedi lost and Jedi found that the lost Jedi is Kiwi and that the found Jedi is Skier, is Kiwi.
I didn't say that. I don't think the found skier is. I don't think it's gonna be skier. But
Well,
we'll
what
see.
you said was the lost Jedi is Kiwi, but if you look at the B cover, it looks like we're having some surgery on Skier. So the lost Jedi may be that they're referring to is Skier. Because my man Balin's about to cut into him thick, dude. So we don't know if that's it. And maybe the next arc is going to be the arc of the turn of Kiwi. But we'll see. I'm not sold on it either way. I don't care. To be honest with you. Just give us a good storyline. Also, too, they revealed for 10. So Wayseeker's right. They're going to continue on about with 10. I don't know. Who's the armorer that they have in there?
I don't know.
Does it,
I don't know who that is. But
does anybody really care about Avengers anymore?
This is Yuzari. Its first cover, I believe. First cover ever, at least first Star Wars cover. Person's been doing a lot of cards for Card Trader and different things. Got brought over for a cover.
It's a beautiful
I
cover,
like
man.
Cover. I like this cover.
But it does say ongoing series here, so that just validates what basically we were saying earlier. We just don't talk that much when we're doing our product, so we overlap a little bit. Of course, mine is better than his. All right, Star Wars Inquisitors 2. They also revealed a couple of these in the solicitation for August. This is not an FOC. This is just an early solicitation. I thought Dom might like the cover on the left, so I decided to pull that out. And also give the fact that this one, number 2, might get some heat on it just because there's a solicitation from some guy named Tensu Run. I swear to God, like stupidest shit I've ever heard. But know that when you hear the hype, yeah, it's a Jedi that's going to be dead.
I do
Plus,
like
it's a
that first
terrible
cover. The cover on the left, I do like that.
Mhm.
Like the way
It's a cool cover. I like it.
I like the way it looks.
But they are introducing a Jedi named Tensu Run in Inquisitor.
He's a Jedi legend, according to this.
Yeah, a Jedi legend. So
That you've never fucking heard of.
that you've never heard of before.
Most wanted on the list.
Yeah, Darth Vader's most wanted.
Also, he can't properly hold his lightsaber, apparently. Why is his hand underneath it and not on top?
I don't know. Yeah, who knows? But just so you know, that's coming, guys. So don't get the FOMO for the hype.
Books. I think I'm intrigued by this. I think this is going to be a cool series.
I think Inquisitors will be cool too. I hope it does. I think I'm really hoping more than anything else. There's a couple other stuff like Star Wars not ending, but I didn't want to get into it. Let's get into cards real quickly this week because we don't have much left actually after this. Oh, we got a couple things. We're going to still hit those books up. This week for cards, if you could give me 1 second, let me show you. That is Wayseeker's
Look at me.
face.
Where's
Yeah.
his face?
Just want to put the handsome person up there.
Each week we're trying to get better and better at opening packs. I'm going to open the participation packs first. No, we're not. It was a joke. Yeah, it would be easier to list ones that don't get it. Let's try for the foil. All right. Foil Veers. I'll take it. Foil Veers is a good one. Still, like the Sabine and the Bosk are doing very good in foils. I don't know what you guys think. I know JJ thinks that I have been told, and I have tried to argue JJ's point because I feel it too, that the Series 2 is not going to be much better than Series 1. And foil Yoda. However, people still try to sell the fact that they think that it is going to. I think it's going to be a very hard take. I don't think we have enough product. Oh, dang. I should never show it first, but okay. What do I got to get to? My rare?
Yeah.
But we can talk about more of that. They revealed more cards this week. Some are cool. Some of the art is even more horrible than normal. I like this card.
Migs might be going for the worst art of all time.
I think so.
Oh, you don't think revalvitated Palpatine is fucking?
No, Migs is worse.
All right. Oh, cool. I got Sabine. All right. Oh, I think I saw something. Did I see something? All right, Ezra. All right.
Yeah. Not bad, rare.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Hyperspace foil.
Hyperspace foil for Delmico. That's awesome, dude. That's a good card.
That's probably $20 card.
Yeah, that's a real good one. People are really nice. Let's put that one in the thing. A little top loader. I think that's the best. Yeah, there's a couple good cards there. All right.
That was that Wayseeker. Top loaders.
Yeah. I got him here now.
What does that mean? Why? What happened with him?
When he pulled a showcase on the air, he didn't have top loaders at all.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, cool. So that was actually not a bad pack. Thanks again to Game & Co. And shout out Game & Co. If you guys are in the area, I will be marching in the parade with them. They asked if me and the fam could, and that's awesome. I got some good cards here. I told them, yeah, I don't know why I said that, but I will be marching in the parade tomorrow. So there you go.
I don't know why you agreed.
You want to go with Marco in the parade? There you go.
No, we'll be handing out cards and stuff, but yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what I was thinking saying yes to.
They are accepting pre-orders for the new set.
Yeah, most places are.
I would start. Yeah, I would try to get in on it because they
are limiting them. Most places to
most places have because the distributors too have told them that you can to start getting your pre-orders in, but we're not guaranteeing we're going to fulfill them. So,
yeah, it's not going to be great.
Yeah,
strap in for a long ride, kids. Strap in for.
I think we're going to be in for a long ride.
I think is going to be interesting is if people around here are pre-ordering at like every shop. And so like they're getting like 2 boxes at like 12 shops. And so what's going to happen with enough people that do that? Like you don't want 20.
They're not going to do it all.
Yeah,
you're not going to get all that. You're not going to get enough. And it's going to also be too. Your local pre-orders are one thing, but a lot of those shops sometimes take pre-order online deals.
I'll be honest. I ordered
places that are exclusively online are limiting the 2 and still selling out within like an hour.
Yeah, I ordered a case. I have people wanting it. I have people wanting some too, but I'm hoping to get a case. I'm going to keep it. Well, a case is only 6.
I know.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
I ordered a case too. I fully don't expect to get it. To be honest, I'm
crossing my fingers, but I also ordered a case saying that like I'm like 2s for a buddy of. By the way, I would like to address that friend right now. Please, if you're getting somebody sending you scamming techniques, and somebody we've talked about before, don't text me during a show while you're watching the show that, hey, by the way, the local scammers tried to scam me and steal my comic books because we could do it after the show. But for that guy, I'm damn the man. I'm trying to hook him up. Yeah, he did that last show. I was like, somebody's like, you look confused at shows because Dan hit me up and I was kind of laughing about it. Anyways, let's talk about the stuff that's coming out this week. Here you go, Dom. This is the one you wanted.
Yeah,
Store
sure.
3. Ray.
I'm burning at the stakes.
Restore 3 is good. It sucks, man. This week, I got restored. Like, I played the Sabine and they restored the fuck out of me and killed me across the board.
See, that shouldn't say fringe. That should say cringe.
Wait, you get 2 or less power. You give an experience token too.
Yeah, it's weak.
It's weak, but the experience is only for 2 or lower power. So it's not that good. I don't think this character is very good. Nope. It's just you got to have something for draft. So you have to have some common, regular old, leaders.
Yeah, but in the blues, you've got the speeder bike, which is 2. You've got a couple that are 2.
But then once you experience them once, then you have to.
Yeah, but then it gives you the free burn on it, and then it actually gives it'll give its attack twice. Because what you do is you give them this, it burns then you do the 1 damage to them, and then it turns it into like a 4.
I get that. It's just not something that you're on attack thing. You're not gonna be able to use it.
Ray sucks anyways, but yeah.
It's not, and it
sucks here as the action because that really
the action's not good.
Yeah,
but it's better than this card.
Oh, I hate the -1. This shooter gets minus. Why would it for each card in your hand? Why?
It's the whole point of this is you're never supposed to have any cards in your hand. It's about discarding. So it's going to be a discard deck that's coming out here that does benefits where you discard that you work with Kylo. So your point is to have no cards in your hand ever.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to be good. Seems so inconsistent. You're just top decking every time.
And if you're playing against aggro, good luck. I'll see you later.
Yep. You won't be playing that long. All right. Next up, I actually like this because I like to try to get my air out as quickly as possible and as high as possible because people in this game I still seem to be able to win rounds when people forget that there's 2 sections. There's the air section and the ground section. If I can get my air up there and if I can get them buffed up, people seem to forget it very quickly. I do have an issue still playing with the initiative thing. I did get out initiated one time, and they did it to me twice. And the second time I said, I'm a moron. And they said, yes, you are, because they took back the initiative. I should have just held initiative. And that's how they ended up beating me by 1 point. So, but very interesting card here for the patrol wing. Would anybody like to talk about it?
Yeah, it comes out as a 4/6 for a 5 play, which isn't too bad for a space card.
But technically gives us 6/6, right?
If you have initiative.
If
yeah.
you have
I was
initiative.
about to say, yeah. So when you play it, if you keep the initiative or if you have the initiative to start with, you automatically come out as a 6/6.
And if you have a card
And-
that there's enough cards that can combo to raid this, so realistically, this could turn this into an 8/6 or a 7/6 very, very quickly. And if you combo with this with Wing Leader, that turns it into an 8/8.
You have to be careful on your raid because they're in a green deck, you're probably not going to have too much you can add on there.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
and it's also a New Republic card, not a Rebel card, which kind of hurts it in that regard. But
Yeah,
you'll probably see
yeah.
more come down the line as far as that goes. But it also, the one benefit that you have is to attack with units. So if you have a lot in space, you can then immediately attack with a space unit.
Yep. Yeah, it's just action cheating. Action cheating is
These
really
are the
good. If you
cards that are
want to
coming
have
out
it
next month. I mean, or July.
July.
It's July, yeah.
So just
Dom, usually, if I got an extra box, we should get you in on this, man.
I think the next card is really, really strong though.
Scanning officer, when played, reveal 3 enemy resources. Defeat each resource with smuggle
Isn't that
keyword.
what's the name from Mandalorian?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
And then each resource defeated this way, the controller puts the top card of the deck into play as
So the thing about when resources come into play, they come in exhausted. So they get to replace the resources, but if you play this on turn 2 and they're playing smuggle, or turn 1, this is your first, and you go first.
Yeah.
They might lose both of their resources and get 2 new resources, but they're exhausted. So then they can't do anything on turn 1. Yeah. This is a really fun counter to smuggle that shuts down a whole turn. Potentially.
Also mills your deck early too.
Yep. So I think this is a really strong character.
And it's also neutral.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning it's not heroism, it's not villainy. So.
Yeah, right. You can use it with a bunch of different stuff. Okay, cool. This is expensive, guys. It's expensive. The finalizer. It's 11. It costs you 11. Costs you 11 resources, but it attacks with 11. And it's got 11 defense. If you're playing the long game, and that's pretty damn long, you will be able to have overwhelm, which means like if you kill something with it, let's say you say it takes 5 to kill, you still got 6 more points to attack a base with or kill something else with. Or no, attack a base, right?
That's a good card, then, huh?
Yeah.
It's 11. It's hard to say. It has a good ability when it's played because you capture a bunch of units too, so it gets rid of units. So it's removal and a big body. But who's getting to 11 very often? It's a very
not too many, but like with how many people burn sometimes, like if you can get up there. Well, I played 6 games this week. 2 people got up to 11. They got up to 12. So I mean they could have got up to 12. We went 14 rounds. So choose a number of friendly units. Each of those units capture an enemy non-leader unit in the same arena, which is actually messed up too. Because doesn't that mean you just take over the other people's people and then you can use those to attack too?
No, they go underneath. They're just
until they're just off the board.
They're off the board until your character is defeated, and then they go back on the board.
Yeah, I mean you're not
I don't
defeating
like this one. I don't like this one for 2 reasons: the high cost, but also you have to have 3 other. In order to capture those units, you have to have 3 of your own units on the board in the same arena.
You know, the only thing that this would work is like somehow if you could, you can't play it at 11. You'd have to play it and then have Sentinel attached to it. Because if you have Sentinel attached to it and they're heavy on space, you're never getting out of that. You're just never getting out of it. It'll ruin the space side, and you can turn the tables quickly. Legal authority. It's cost 2. It's a 0 attack but 2 defense. They call it a law card, which is weird. When played, attached to a friendly unit, so I'll just give you 2 defenses. Attached unit captures an enemy non-leader unit with less power than it. But what less power can it have? It's got to be less than
whatever
2.
The main character, whatever the thing it gets attached to. So
okay.
So if you have like a 4/4, and it goes to 6, and it captures.
Okay. 4/6.
I'm just not sure how capture is going to be great because once your unit is gone, they get their card back. So
we were talking about some of the actions already. Like the Boba deck's going to get even spicier. Like there's a bunch of decks that are already going to get spicy. I don't understand how some of these, like these 2 cards, if they were in the first deck, maybe they would have helped. But like by the time the second group comes out, I'm not sure they'll play much. All right,
give into your anger. Here's another. This is a rare removal card. Deal 1 damage to an enemy unit. Its controller next action. This phase must attack with that unit if able. And it must attack a unit if able. So it has. So basically, you do damage to a unit of theirs. It's a lot of words here.
Yeah.
They have to attack with the unit that you damage, and it has to attack a unit. It can't attack base. So it's a. I think this is a high skill card. I think it will see a good amount of play because you were saying to like control deck or to like aggression decks. Now you can't attack base. You got to attack one of my units.
It can attack base if
What?
you don't have any unit. If you don't have any units on the table, it can attack your base.
Right, but if it has a unit to attack.
Hey, happy Memorial Day to you too, Wookie. Yeah, I had this one right here. The guys were talking about it a lot in the shop this week, and I had to have them explain it 2 or 3 times, and they made sense out of it. Obviously, this is me still being new to some of the action wording. It's difficult, but
it's going to come to as like a. I can see it as a play depending on what you're doing, and we might see it more with cards in this set that have with units that have action abilities, like Admiral Moselle or somebody like that, where you can use it as action ability instead of attacking with it.
Yeah,
and this kind of prevents that. So it's not a bad one play for that, but
yeah,
the 1 damage to the unit is just not going to really kill anything, and
yeah,
it kind of just helps them waste a turn with that 1 unit.
I think this one will see play. That's my personal belief. I think it's a high skill card that will not do a lot some games, and then other games it will do a ton. And so you just got to know what matchups you need it for, and if not, you just burn it.
Okay, Kylo's TIE Silencer. Hey, Ruben, actually, if you want some pre-orders too for the new sets, let me know. I can talk to the card shop. We can see if we can get you some. Kylo's TIE Silencer. This is one of the cards. You see the star. That means you got to play it once, and then you got to burn it. You can't play 2 of them. But which usually means it's pretty good. It costs 2. You can attack with 3, defend with 2. If this unit was discarded from your hand or deck this phase, play it from your discard pile. Ooh, for 2. Does it stay in after you play it? So it's like you're reviving it?
Yeah.
It goes into play, yep.
So
this is designed to be used directly with Kylo, more or less.
Right. So you get some sort of benefit from discarding, and then you can still play it. I think it probably will see play in a Kylo deck if Kylo's good. But outside of that, it's not bad. It's a 2 cost 3/2.
This seems like a perfect example of a card that should have had like a Rey and Kylo starter set.
Yeah.
And this card should have been in the Kylo deck. Because I don't see you using it for anything else besides that.
I mean, it's not a terrible card. It's cheap. Yeah.
It's a legendary, though. I don't know if this is legendary strength.
Oh,
yeah.
This is
I'm not going to be happy
strength.
to see this one if I get pulled a legendary. I don't think.
Nope.
Unless Kylo's like broken good and you need it. Maybe Kylo's broken good. But I don't know.
Wow, Reckless Gunslinger. That's some great art. Oh, and here's some even better. Miggs Mayfield. Looks good.
Yeah, Reckless Gunslinger is apparently
he must be really happy about. They didn't pay him a check for that, did they?
No, they didn't.
This is not a like this check.
He probably wanted a check, and they're like, "Nope."
Bill Burr is not getting a like this check for that.
Like he looks like what's his name from freaking Goonies. Hey,
He does.
guys.
he does, yeah.
He does. Yeah, Bill Burr is not getting a lighten this check for that one.
Bring Bill Burr this card when you see him and have him sign it.
Yeah, sign it. All right, when a play. So it's not an expensive card. It's an early card, probably first round player. It's a 2/2/2, so it costs 2.
Yeah,
that's because you have 2 resources you start off with. It attacks 2, defends 2. When a player discards a card from their hand, you may deal 2 damage to a unit or base, unless this ability. Wait, use this ability only once each round.
Yeah. So basically, if you're in a discard deck, you just play this because every turn, potentially, you can deal 2 damage to a unit or a base.
If you're playing against a discard.
Right? It says when a player, so it can be you. You can discard a card.
True, yeah.
So it does not.
Yeah, because I was saying this would link up to the Kylo Ren deck.
Yeah, it link up to if you have any sort of discard deck, you can put it in yourself. So I think it's I'll see a lot of play in there if the discard is good. The other card, there's the other one, the Reckless Gunslinger. It might see play in like a Sabine deck or something because when you play, it deals 1 damage to each base. And so if you're wanting to go real quick, it gives you another.
Adding this onto Sabine.
Like, are you really gonna smuggle this as a
no?
play? Like,
you're not gonna smuggle it unless you need 1 damage at the end to win, right? You need 1 damage to surprise.
Yeah, I guess it just deals with base.
What's Sabine though? Is the other Sabine a 3? Right?
Yeah.
No, 2. Right?
Is it 2?
2, 5.
2, isn't it? Yeah.
So there's a lot of low cards there where you could put this out with that, and all of a sudden you're dealing a lot of damage to bases really quickly.
Yep, and your own though, and your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To each base. So.
Yeah. But if you got, well, yeah.
If you have enough and you can go quick enough,
And then you have a cause. If you have a cause, if you're sitting on a cause, you pull this Sabine and you're ready to Sabine by 4. Your bases are both at like 23, and then you cause it 20, 21. You cause it. It's game over. I mean, it could be 4 rounds.
It will see
4 effing rounds.
It'll be tested in like a Sabine deck.
That's a gamble. That's what happened this week. I gambled and I lost a lot this week.
Yeah, when you get somebody who's playing restore deck, you're gonna lose.
Yeah. Oh, sexy Poe Dameron stabbing something and having huge forearms for some reason. What the shit does this card say?
So Poe, when you attack, you can discard cards from your hand up to 3 of them. For each card that you discard, you get to either do any of the options, right? Deal 2 damage to a unit or a base, defeat an upgrade, or make the opponent discard a card from their hand.
Hold on. So if you have Mig and you have Mig on the board, and then you play Poe, does that mean you're going to do like 2 damage there?
You get 2 damage from Migs and up to 6 damage from Poe. So you can do 8 damage.
No, that's a lot.
To base. And it's a 5 cost 6
or unit.
Go back to Migs real quick.
Or unit. Migs is only once per turn. Or once per round. Yeah.
And he's a 5/6. He costs 5, gives 6. So then you still get attack. So
5/6/6 is good.
Well, hold on now. So if you have Migs on there and this card, 2, 4, 6, 12, hold on, 13. So that's 14 damage you could do
potentially, yeah.
In pretty much one turn. Jesus. Whoa. Hello.
And if you remember, Poe's ship, it has benefits if you don't have any cards in your hand. And so it really works well. Poe's ship was in the first set that nobody plays with, the black one. But black one is really good with Poe because black one enables you to have stuff you have no cards in hand. So it's a good synergy for black one if you're trying to find a reason.
Also good counter to traders, things like that too.
Yeah.
Poe's a legend. And I think that's what you're talking about, why that would be such a good legendary card is because like that. What were we saying? This one, Kylo Ren's is a legendary.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's a 1 use, can't use it. Well, so is Poe's. But you see, he's absolutely okay.
Poe's just a 5/6/6. That's good by itself.
5/6/6 by itself is already good.
And it can just and it just discards cards. If you have an extra card, you're doing 2 damage. You don't just do 3. It's a strong ability.
Now we get a zombie from Zombie vs. Plants. Palpatine's return. Jesus.
Somehow Palpatine returns.
They hate us.
It's gonna help those bubble green decks though.
Yeah, but I mean, this is for children, right? Like that's who's really collecting and playing these card games are kids, right?
That's right.
That's Star Wars. So play a unit from your discard pile. It costs 6 or less. Is that what it says?
6 less, yeah.
Yeah, 6 less. If it's Force unit, it costs 8 less. Wow, that's quick.
Yeah. So an 8 cost you can bring out for 6 that's already been defeated.
No.
If it's a Force unit.
Why would you pull this if it costs 6? Why would you pull a card that? Why would you play this for 6?
Because it's from your discard.
Okay, yeah.
So if you have a card that's been defeated or got defeated quickly, you can pull it out.
Sounds good. Of course, in Dissident, you may ready a resource. Mm-hmm. That's cool. 3/3, it's cheap.
3/4, yeah, gets a ready resource. I think that's gonna be decent.
On these, like, when did we start printing? I think they just printed more keywords and stuff on these cards for the Boba deck. Like, when did they start putting Twi'lek on the cards?
Oh yeah,
the rights of does that matter?
Yeah,
like, is there gonna be a bunch of Twi'lek cards in the future?
Maybe
maybe there'll be a Twi'lek. Maybe there'll be a Twi'lek resistance. You never know.
In the Twilight Zone, and I
have to go back and check if
see if Hera is.
Fortuna has a.
Oh Jesus, yeah. But you could get Hera's dad. You could get like.
There's a lot of Twilight. Yeah. There's tons. Yeah.
Then we get Underworld. Why do we get Intel? For those people, whatever. She's in Maz's castle.
Hey,
look at the opponent's hand.
According to Ruben, everybody loves her. According to Ruben, everybody loves her.
Who?
According to Ruben, everybody loves the sequel trilogy. According to
I don't think Ruben
loves the sequel trilogy. The best.
I love Ruben to death, but I don't think he talks to anybody. I think he talks to us, and that's it. And none of us love it.
Poorly statted yellow probe droid.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, if you have a discard, if you get benefits from discard, it enables that trigger.
Yeah.
Again. So again, if you
That's gonna be so.
Yeah.
There's gonna be the Wayseeker coming in
It
with
only
that
does it
discard
once, right?
fucking
Yeah,
thing.
just once.
It's gonna be so annoying. It's just gonna be so.
this deck that like makes you discard like over
Dude,
and over.
no, well, they were saying
And
so.
it's
They were
gonna be
saying that they
villain.
were one of the local games. These guys came in, they're like, "Oh, we're new or whatever," but they had their phones and they had all these. I didn't even know you could do this. They showed up to a showdown. They had all these programs on their phones that would keep track of all this stuff and
Really?
like tell probably, yeah. And they sat down and they were. Luckily, they didn't win, I guess. But I was like, well, they're lucky they didn't show up to this shot that I'm at.
They were using their phone while they played to calculate power.
Yeah. Calculate points, calculate the damage from the
You
other
can't do
person.
that.
You can't
Yeah.
do that. You had a
I was
judge in
going-
this contest, right? Like
We have a judge at ours. We had a judge at ours. I talked to the judge. I was like, hey, there, we bury people in that lake. So, all right. Next up. I don't know what you want to tell me.
Big ass snuffle up his eyebrows, man. Jesus.
Yeah, a poorly drawn Kira.
That's
know,
Kira.
right?
That's a Kira. I thought that was a dude cosplaying Kira.
It looks like a dude.
It looks like some freaking guy.
Dom, did you pose for that Kira picture?
Sure, the eyebrows, man. Snuffleupagus, man.
It's got the same eyebrows as you. You can't make fun of those eyebrows, bro.
Same eyebrows.
Kira's not going to be that good,
Nice.
but I don't think either of these cards are going to be that good.
Wait a minute. Isn't that just the
Unless you
wait,
play
that's-
like heavy
is that
bounty,
the Houndstooth?
a heavy bounty deck, you might play the Slaver because then you get to ready another unit because you have a bunch of upgrades on their enemy units. But I don't think
Isn't that Bosca's ship?
It looks like Bosca's ship.
Yeah.
The Houndstooth,
think-
right? Isn't that what it's called?
No, Slave Tooth, right?
Slave Tooth. Yeah, maybe.
It's
maybe
something
Slave-
Tooth. Is his ship.
Houndstooth is what it's called, I thought.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
not,
Houndstooth.
that's not his ship. That's just a random transport.
But I could see the freighter being used in some cunning decks, like a Bobo
That's
cunning
tough.
deck or something like that. But yeah, it's pretty limited in its use. Kira, I don't know. This card was weird to me. It's kind of like comparison to, I guess, maybe Ezra in a way.
No, there was the one where what was her name? It was the Imperial whatever lady, and people would use it, but they just guessed randomly. This time,
Oh,
you
the
at least
regional
know-
governor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
regional
thing after
governor,
I guess government, you need to look at their hand, and I guess if there's something you really don't want to see, enables it not to be played for a while because 3 or more is a lot.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I disagree with this is they should actually call it the Hunts or the Hunter's Tooth or Hunt's Tooth or whatever it's called. Anyways, all right. Next up, Gray Squadron Y. Oh, everybody loves the Y.
Real
wing.
quick, can we talk about why on earth Kira is heroism, by the way?
Yeah, that was weird.
I didn't.
I think it's because there's going to be a leader
That's villainy. I think.
there's another art we've
Wouldn't
seen.
it fall under solo?
I
Wouldn't it
think
fall
there's
under-
going to be a
I
villain
guess. but-
leader and a hero card.
Like, was she really a hero in solo? She was just working to betray him the whole time. I
Fair.
don't know.
I think here it's just like Crimson Dawn taking down the Emperor, but still, it's not hero. I don't
Yeah.
get it.
I don't know.
All right, Gray Squadron Y Wing. It costs 2, attack 1/3. An opponent chooses a unit or base they control. You may deal 2 damage to it. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
not
know.
good.
I mean, it's not a bad draft card, I guess.
No,
Whatever.
the next one's actually I actually like the next one.
Yeah,
Concord
Concord
Dawn.
Dawn Interceptor. That's kind of cool. That's
Sentinel 1/4, but when it's defending, it's a 3/4, which is kind of what you want Sentinel for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it works well.
Mhm. Easy
Which
to
is
take
cool.
down A wings and things like that without dying itself.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, not just that. Yeah, there's a lot of cards that you can ill attack easily. So, all right. Speaking of Sentinels, we got the Constable from the Outpost, another key character that everybody loves, Ruben.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
Ruben designing cards now.
Now, see, this kind of sucks though, because this is like I like the defense on it, but like
2
it's a
doesn't do it.
2, so like it's
Yeah.
stupid.
I mean, it's the card you plop down because you need something to defend the base,
Yep.
Yeah.
and that's about it. It
But
kind
it's
of reminds me of what is it, Cargo Juggernaut? But Cargo Juggernaut has the ability of being shielded. And,
Beal shielded. Yeah.
Yeah, so
And its attack's better. It's 4. It's a 4/4.
4/6.
You get
Yeah.
him, and you don't get friggin' Embo.
4/6.
I'd
Yeah,
rather-
we should.
Also-
Well, we might. We're not done yet.
Also, it's fringe, and we haven't really seen like a deck that is going to like tie into fringe very well. It's buffing it some way. So,
But here's to your point, Dom. We got a rickety fucking quad.
I think this is a good card. This is a
I
really,
get it, but like, why call it? Come on, rickety
knows?
quadruple.
but this one right here, it's a 1/3. But every time you attack with it, you reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's not a unit, something gets an experience token. So if you have a deck
That's gonna get annoying.
if
As
you have a
shit,
deck that is heavily not units, like some of the heavy blue decks that have lots of
blue
removal.
decks.
question on that though: if you don't have any other units on the deck yourself, do you have to give it to your opponent?
Ooh.
It says you may reveal, so you don't have to. She just wouldn't reveal the top card.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah, if you
yeah,
did,
true,
you
I
have
guess.
to. If you had no other units, you just wouldn't do the on
You
attack.
wouldn't do the reveal at all.
Yeah, you would just not do the reveal. But if you were stupid enough to reveal a card that you couldn't use it, then it would have to go to your opponent. Yeah.
Do we have an example of a non-unit in this? Oh, there's
Yeah,
an
that
event.
Palpatine return.
There's a couple of
Palpatine
events.
event.
Yeah.
Event there. Yeah.
Equipment, all that type of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. The things where you're revving the deck. Yep. And that's it for this week for cards. So, holy hell, that was a lot of cards.
Yep. I can't wait for these 1 hour matches.
1 hour matches.
It's gonna be
Oh,
great.
because you just like to
gonna
delay
be
the
great.
time.
We're gonna play when Marco gets more
That's
time. We're
one
gonna play
thing.
line
I
again.
don't know. I don't know how well this is going to work as far as like doing a best of 3 in actual tournaments and stuff because the time thing. there's no way
I'm
you
putting
can get 25 minutes.
it's 20 minutes. It is
With
official in time 20 minutes.
smuggle and capture, all these other things are built in. There's no way 25
No,
minutes. is 20
dude, I'm
minutes or
putting
whatever.
Wayseeker on the time clock. I'm clocking them.
No,
Ding.
it's 55-minute rounds.
No, that's for Suns, man. Not
No,
for
it's
this
not
shit.
for Suns. It's officially 55
It's for
minutes.
tournament. It's
round.
for
Tournaments is
yeah.
55-minute. None of your
It's one round. It's basically all your rounds, all your 3
One
games combined
game.
into one round.
Oh
One
no,
game.
all 3 games are
all
supposed to be in the
in-
55.
all
yeah.
my chips into one game, and that's it.
I'll be calling time. JJ will be the judge. I'll be like time, because you can still call time.
Marco's gonna be so bored. He's
No,
gonna be-
Wayseeker, I learned it. I
think
learned
it's
what to do. You just start
If you
calling
can't
time.
get the job done in the 20 to 25 minutes, then you shouldn't have that deck.
Yeah, agreed.
You get
Thank
your ass out the door.
Basic, yeah. That's what the judge says. Judge JJ coming to town.
I don't
Out
want
the door.
JJ to be judge.
JJ to be judge. All right, let's get into the Wayseeker's books to hunt this week.
All right. So I picked out 5 that I'm looking for. Some of these I own. I want extra copies. Some of these I think maybe we could sneak in when I'm looking for cons about things I want to see. Right off the bat, Jerome's not here. Where's Jerome been? Kind of worried about you, Jerome. Reach out on a chat if you're doing all right. But
As soon as we
so-
mention all the characters that he likes, he doesn't come on anymore.
Yeah.
He literally was asking, "Where's Hondo in the card game?" The very next week, Hondo not there.
Star Wars Adventures 10. This is the 1 in 10. For these adventures books, these 1 in 10s are surprisingly difficult to find. And this is the first appearance of Hondo. My target con price for this one is 70. These things have been going for between 150 and 200. But they don't come up very often. They're very rare to find. And so you probably only see
I didn't have a problem finding these. I gave one of my last copies to Jen, and then couldn't find it again. I
Yeah.
haven't found it since.
That was the thing. Like when they first came out, shops were selling like
You can
$5,
find
$6
them everywhere.
bucks. You
Yeah,
find them everywhere,
Find it
easy.
everywhere.
And then blink of an eye, bam! Like Thanos snapped his fingers. They're all gone from the face of the earth.
It's kind of
Yeah,
sad
you can't
that
find them
Ezra
anymore.
has a penis for a nose, but that's okay, man.
His doc. He must have a small
Far.
penis, buddy.
No, what you say? You got a penis for a nose, man.
Too far.
I really enjoy this cover. I think it's one of the better
Because of the penis for a nose? Pause.
covers of the.
No, did he hear? No, did he hear?
I like
Maybe not there.
Sabine.
I don't
Sabine
know.
looks good. Zeb looks
Especially
good.
Dom.
Hair and Chopper. I think I have 2 copies of this. I would like to find some more of these. And so,
Hera has like a pointy nose, like a witch in the corner.
what is wrong with you, Dom?
It's not the drawing. It looks a little funny. It looks.
Hey,
like
hey, it
that's
does
a
look
demon
that Kanan's got an AI eye on his helmet on his right
I
side. That's
know,
like
right?
a robot eye.
And freaking guy, this Sabine looks like a scary woman, like she's trying to.
Hey, and what is Hera doing to Chopper?
I know,
It
right?
looks like she's rubbing a little bit too close to Chopper.
Yeah.
It's
Dom's
good
got a
droid.
point.
They're best friends forever.
Yeah, is that why? That looks like dog and peanut butter,
I think
dude.
Zeb
Pause.
is actually drawing the best. If you really think about
Way
it.
to ruin a segment. Way to ruin a segment, guys.
It wasn't me.
So anyway,
And Zeb's taking a power dump, bro. What?
There
I've
you
never
go.
seen this. Yeah,
this
you're
is
right.
what I'm digging for.
Dom's right. Hey, Dom, you're good call, Dom.
I'm digging for this one at cons. I would like to find it up on the wall or somewhere else and offer 70 or below, and that's
I think
one
I get it.
I
I
think
think these are sitting now at this point.
I think when this book came out, I seen this book the first time it came out. After that, I've never seen it again. Like anywhere.
JJ's
on walls,
these were
anywhere.
cheap. They were cover price pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
You could find them. They would put all.
Nobody wanted the IDW variants.
Nope.
back.
They put them all in the rack. I found so many of these on the
Yeah.
rack.
Wait,
Mhm.
wait till we get Hondo, the Hondo rumors in friggin' Skeleton Crew. Wait,
Oh, he's probably not
with
wrong.
the pirates that are going to be in it. So
Dom's probably not wrong. He's probably not wrong.
You mean
That
the one
would
with
be
the
a smart
Christmas,
call.
the Christmas tree guy from season 3?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
At least you didn't say acolyte, Dom. I'm proud of you.
isn't that funny how he's realizing what's going on now? Like he secretly is telling people, like, "Yeah, dude, you know what it is? It's gonna be a rumor. It's gonna come, and I'm gonna." Now, what he's not saying is he's gonna say, "I'm just saying I heard that it could be true," and perpetuate the rumor. But at least he knows that they're rumors and they're going to be coming up. I like that.
He still
or
believes.
you do the phrase, we already know.
Yeah, he'll do. We already know. So I mean, his verbiage will get wrong on it, but at least he knows what's going on down there.
Anyway, this is one of my
It's
five I'm
growth.
looking for.
Hey, give it to him.
Yeah.
Dom, I'm proud of you, brother. All
There's
right.
another one I'm looking for. I don't have this droids variant. I have the droids variant for After 1 and After 2. I have never been able to find the After 3 variant in person. And so this one goes for about 75 or 80 bucks. I just don't own this one. And so it's one I want for my collection. It is the first appearance of Magna Tolvin, which is a cool character, but not worth buying it for Magna Tolvin. Just to note that one. But this is my favorite of the droids character. I know people really like the one. What?
At one time, this was sky high.
Yeah, there's a lot of pumping. I think there's a lot of pumping on this book because the significance of this book was not what the price was, but that was COVID era. That was, internet influencer era. So,
And they're not that rare. Like,
no,
there's a ton of these 1 in 25s out there.
Yep.
So I think if I'm still convinced if I'm patient, this thing is going to keep dropping. And
I've
I can
never
get
seen this. I actually never seen this in stores at all.
what?
really?
I've never
You used to
seen
be able
it.
to trip over this book too.
Yeah, because you know what? Midtown Comics, where they had books, sometimes they never had the 1 in 25. Sometimes.
No, I know people who bought the 125 under 1 ratio from Midtown.
And this was
Comics.
this was very early Afro. Like people
Yeah.
still thought Afro was going to be like a mini series.
yeah.
Yeah.
8 issues.
But it was ordered a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Three-
And it wasn't considered the best of the droid covers either. So
I don't
It
know.
wasn't.
I like this one. I think
It wasn't. I'm not.
But yeah,
I'm
the
not
rate-
saying you.
the
I'm
rate-
saying at the time when it came out, it was
Yeah.
not considered the best of the droid
That's
covers.
fair. This is one. I have one and I have two. I don't have this one. So I want to finish my collection if I can
Sweet.
find it. Here's another one I don't own.
This is
So
the
this
one.
is my list of 5. This is one I don't own.
I don't.
I
I think this was a send one of these.
This is the Forbes. This is the 1 in 25 solo story. The last 2 sales on this one are still in the $400 range for 9/8 plus 400, 500.
I like this book.
Wow.
If I can find a raw for 75, I would pick this one up because one of my favorite covers that has come out. So it's
You can
just
find it.
brutally
Art
fun.
Deco kind of looked at.
I
Yeah.
like just the way the drawing is, the way they did Maul, the way they did Voss. I like just the
Oh,
artwork.
Frankie.
Yeah, pretty good. I love this man. This cover.
Yeah, it is good artwork. So I'm not willing, I don't really need a 9/8 of this one, so I'm not willing to pay big bucks for 9/8, but I take 75 for a raw.
Didn't Jedi get this book with a friggin' scotch tape in the corners like that? Was it?
I think
No, he bought it normally and he dropped it.
He dropped it, broke it.
I remember.
that's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Why are you bringing back these memories?
Yeah. Because I remember the duct tape or something in the corner. And something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Duct tape the cake back together. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
one of a kind duct tape variant.
That's brutal.
That sucks so bad.
I got 2
All right.
more. 2 more that I own, but this one again, I still think the next animated show is going to center around the path, and so we're going to get Quinlan in the
It-
next animated.
Not-
Wow,
Adventures- Huh?
$12. So
$12
cheap
is
now.
my target price for this one. Yes,
So cheap now.
12. I mean, right now it's going for 20. So my con price is 12. If I can get this thing for 12 or under, Quinlan Voss is still one of my
You're buy at 12,
How much is the book going for? Regular?
20.
maybe 20. Yeah.
You want $12? Maybe you slip a little Quaalude in someone's drink at the con. You get it cheaper.
No, hey, to be honest with you, putting stuff together,
$8.
$12. It's not that. Yeah,
Mine was
especially
cheaper than that.
If somebody-
Mine was like
somebody's
20
asking for
below.
20, they're probably, and if you offer them 12, there's a good chance they'll take it.
Yeah. Cash.
yeah, they
too.
will.
Yeah. I know this book.
Yeah, if
was
you're buying a
60
couple things
bucks.
too.
Let me ask you a question. You see
$80
this
at
Star
one
Wars
point.
run? This Star Wars run was pretty good. You know,
Really
they had
was.
miniseries. They had an ongoing. It was an ongoing Star Wars run, but a miniseries in the Star Wars run, which they should have now.
That's what they do with the normal.
Miniseries.
That's what they do now. For a lot of
I know.
Yeah.
remember the ancient Sith Luke fell into the rabbit hole thing we just did? That was like 3 issues.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
Remember when Moondies was blowing stuff out the top of his head in this series of runs? Like,
But- Again, Quinlan got mentioned in Obi. We've seen Ventress come back. All
Yeah,
signs
yeah,
say Quinlan's coming back at some point.
Yeah.
$12 bucks. That's where I'm buying this thing to stash for the day that Quinlan.
Remember when it went like spiked super up fast and then dropped way back down when Obi-Wan was like,
It was like
he
one
didn't
day.
show up.
Yeah, everybody
yeah,
thought
so
he-
we've already seen a test in the market on how this will do if he does
Well, you
show.
see-
So
His name, Ben Voss's name that was mentioned didn't make this spike this book too much. Like when Thrawn was mentioned.
Oh yeah, it did.
Oh, it did. It did.
Oh
It-
yeah.
it-
Okay.
it only gets
Like,
to-
This is like a $5 to $10 book, and then you go.
Yeah. this is
Really?
dipping down. And
I
it's just
remember,
like again.
Heralds of the Empire when they mentioned Thrawn, the book friggin' skyrocketed like crazy.
yeah.
You know,
Well, Thrawn-
Actually, it didn't skyrocket crazy. It was because remember that was on its downturn already. It went up
Yeah,
a little
no.
bit, but I mean,
No, it did go up quite a bit.
but
second
it didn't
season
hit
of
its
Mandalorian?
high. It didn't hit its high from before.
Yeah,
You're talking about Ahsoka show or Mandalorian?
Oh
Mandalorian,
yeah, Ahsoka
Mandalorian.
show. Oh,
Yeah, I think
Mandalorian.
he's
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
Mandalorian,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Mandalorian,
I thought he was talking about Ahsoka show. Okay.
yeah.
again, so this is what I'm searching for, and because I think that the next show is going to be about the path, I also think that means the Inquisitors can be involved. If the
Mm.
Inquisitors can be involved, this
they're
is
gonna be-
my favorite Inquisitor cover.
Dude,
This
it's a
is my
sweet book,
favorite
bro.
Inquisitor. This one,
I think people are forgetting about this book.
I think it is. That's why I would like to try to pick it up for cheap. This is just a 1 in 10, so there are quite a few of these things out there. This is the first cover of the second
There actually
sister.
are not that many out there.
There are quite a few. I mean, we're talking.
I have to agree with JJ. It's a harder book to find than you think.
Yeah. There not that many people got Dark Temple number 5. Let
Okay.
alone 10 copies of it.
Anyway,
I mean, you'll find it more than some other things, but it's.
I mean, it's on the
more
same
like
thing with
a
TIE
1 in
fighters. It's on
50
the
as
same,
far as
like-
how rare it is.
It's on the same as TIE fighters. So like,
Yeah.
you know, comparative to the
It's
first
rarer
issue
than it
show.
should be for a 1 in 10. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
well,
That's
the TIE Fighters were 1 in 25. This is a 1 in 10, so it shouldn't be as rare. So I would think the print runs are similar, but 1 in 10 should be more readily than 125 at least. So for the bigger shop, should have gotten more. So again, this one I'm looking for 40 or below. I love this cover. I know Pete has it in the 9.8. He shows it off every once in a while. I think I own one of these, but it's not a 9.8, and I would love to pick up a second one because I do think if and when the Inquisitors come back, the second sister will make an appearance. Everybody loves second sister. We played this game, and so we want more of second sister before.
Hey Ruben, not everybody loves the second sister there, buddy.
Well, second sister.
Who doesn't love the second sister?
Second sister
I
got
like your
killed.
story.
Good story. Actually,
Yeah, I
good.
know, but he did the Ruben. Everybody loves.
Everybody loves the second sister.
Everybody loves.
Yeah. So anyway,
People love this. People love this.
I would like to pick up another copy of this one if I saw it at a con when I'm hunting. This is one that's on my list.
Good
I
pick.
agree.
I think
I
I have a
agree.
copy. I have one of these in my one of my loan boxes at the storage unit. I remember. I think I.
We
do.
should have you bring one of those long boxes over and just dig through it to see if you actually have anything you
Even
say you
Wookiee
have.
Fanatic can't find one.
Mhm.
Frankie has none of them. They're rarer than you think.
I have none of these. Yeah.
So
I know I
Well,
bought this
I will
too.
tell you that. Well, here's where it is. Here's where he has a point. These things sat for a while too. They weren't popular until people
Oh,
said
yeah.
they were.
Like I said, nobody bought this book.
Nobody bought it, so it sat
Nobody
up
bought
there
it.
for a while. And this is 5 on it too. I mean, it's not only this one, but
Was did this book shit up because of a video game? Or
no, it
it's-
shot up because people found out that it was a fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
those are my 5.
Because at one point, if you said low print run, super rare, high
yeah.
hard, every fan favorite. Anybody would buy that fucking shit out of a book for a while there. They'd just be buying anything. So those are your 5. That's a good 5. Appreciate that 5.
Nice.
We've got one little bit left. We're going to do a little bit of profile because we're getting really close to the Acolytes. How many weeks out are we for that?
We got 10 days.
10 days. And since we mentioned something a little bit earlier about
less than
Treya, we're gonna do a little bit of a hit piece on Treya and tell you how terrible of a character she is and why she really sucks. If you could, Wayseeker.
Sure.
Tell us how
JJ,
you
you
really
can
feel.
you can kind of explain Darth Treya, and for some reason, sometimes it's spelled with an A, sometimes it's spelled with an E. I don't know.
Tomato,
Yeah, how it was
tomato.
originally spelled. I don't remember.
Vanilla,
Fruit.
vanilla, you know.
So anyway,
So obviously, like every Sith, she was a Jedi before she was a Sith.
The story of the Sith.
Yeah. I don't really, as far as I remember her character.
Go
So
ahead.
obviously, it comes from Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith
Yes.
Lords.
Yes.
Her character was kind of a disillusioned. I don't even remember if originally when you met her character she was a Jedi or not.
It
But,
was a weak story. It was a weak story.
yeah.
It was
When you originally met her
weak
character, she was a disillusioned old lady
Yeah,
that would
lady.
kind of lecture you or argue with you in like certain philosophies of things between the good and the bad sides of the Force.
Hey, was she blind?
She froze.
I think Jedi. Who froze?
You go ahead. You froze for a second. That's all right. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No,
But
you're good.
she would often kind of question your character in the game around the good and the light side of the Force and that type of stuff. Being a historian for the Jedi, that was kind of her role, so to speak.
Almost like the
I don't-
librarian, but not.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah, she led to the librarian character development later on. But go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
next slide.
Oh, froze again. All right. So, what?
So
Yeah. So, Rev. Go ahead. Yeah. Go. JJ,
Go ahead.
Go. You froze for a second. Go.
I was
Go.
gonna say,
Go. You're good.
kind of her claim to the frame, her claim to fame, I guess, kind of was being Revan's master. You
Yeah.
kind of don't really figure that out until later in the game, but she developed this relationship with, actually in the game at least, with Mitra Surik, who was kind of, I don't know if she was directly ever Revan's Padawan, but she was the main character you played in Knights of the Old Republic 2, who was seeking to basically find Revan somewhere out there where he had been lost in space. So to pick up this character in your party meant, she has some kind of lineage and link to Revan.
Yeah, Link 11. Do you think that's like? Do you think there's going to be a reference to Revan because do you think this is a word salad link that she's
I don't
giving?
know. I think it's maybe just laying breadcrumbs for it.
yeah, breadcrumbs.
I don't
Thank
think
you.
I don't think you're actually ever going to see this character.
Right, I agree. But since she's bringing up this character, do you think
Treya,
that like?
or Kree, which is
The JJ's freezing bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that part, JJ. What I'm saying is, do you think because she's going to use this as like almost a MacGuffin to slide in the back door, Revan somehow, like his name or a reference to it or something to that effect?
Maybe.
possibly. I think she referenced the character in the interview more based on kind of her philosophies though than her actual relationship to Revan.
Fair.
But she
All right.
wouldn't say that anyways, because she knew like
Yeah, she's not going
Revan's
to
not
come
gonna
out
do that.
without no.
no, Revan would be like the big reveal somehow if that
Mhm.
was
Later
the
on.
If Revan's name is mentioned in the series, people are gonna lose it.
Oh, people are gonna lose their shit. Yeah,
They're
they're
gonna
gonna
lose their
cream
shit.
themselves solid, dude.
Oh my god.
Yep. All right. What else we got here?
So this is always the interesting thing about her character is that she kind of, when Revan left the Order, she kind of exiled herself from the Order as well, and was always in kind of this denial thing that, Revan's reputation at the time was that he had fallen to the dark side and could not be recovered and things like that. And she always kind of led this belief that he was actually fallen to the dark side or became like a dark force user for a greater good, which was actually the truth in the end. But, of course, because she was cast out of the Order for that way of thinking, just like Revan was kind of cast out of the Order for his way of thinking.
I think this is part of the more interesting parts of her character. Like as it goes on, I
Mhm.
think it gets worse, but like this made more sense to me where it kind of fit with her character. And then, you know, as she turns, that part doesn't make sense given this. Like she believes people can be redeemed and that there's combating a greater evil. And I don't know. Her storyline doesn't really line up with that as it goes on. So
Yeah, and so here's where we fall into the triumvirate. I think the triumvirate, people remember Nihilus a lot because he was kind of the face of the game as far as the Darth goes. And Scion, to degrees, remembered well. And then Trey is also remembered well. But Trey is the character that turns. You don't know, throughout the game, you don't know that she's obviously a Darth until near the end. I think it's actually after Scion's killed in the game. Do you realize that she's flipped the order because she kind of orchestrates his death in some way, if I remember right?
yeah.
If I remember if that's true, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. And she in the I'm kind of getting ahead of the slides in a way, but the character in the game is also exiled. Again, for kind of that following Revan, or at least believing that Revan is, you know, not lost type of philosophy. So her Kriya's philosophy aligns with the exiles. And kind of that's where you get these like forced used philosophical debates throughout the game. But she kind of leads them, she becomes the key in kind of leading them to at least what they think is going to be Revan's path of where he is. So basically she trains the exile, and actually the exile in a way, a couple ways trains her too. But they basically find herself. There's two ways to play the game. There's a way to play the game in which you basically become aligned with Treya or Kriya's way of view. And there's a way to play the game in which you stay on the light side and Kriya becomes disillusioned that you could ever be with her. Eventually, that disillusionment is the canon version of it, which leads to her kind of, I guess, becoming she's already there, but leading to her revealing the fact that she is Darth Treya, part of Sith Triumvirate.
Yeah. So, and then she ultimately, you know, she dies.
Of course she does.
As they all do, right? Because the exile and the crew, the people that she partnered with,
which was
come back.
Yeah, which was always the weirdest thing about the Triumvirate was the fact that they all kind of died like punks.
It was pretty lame, I think, in that regard. And so I think if they redid it, I hope they would redo this someday, because I think it made these characters who seemed like they were kind of cool pretty lame all together. All of them died. So, like, if one of them would have died, I could have understood and like things go on, but all of them die.
Well, listen, I still don't think, I still think Nihilus, planet-eating Nihilus, that's still ridiculous.
Everybody
the world
thinks that.
consumer, yeah.
Everyone-
Galactus, Star Wars
if he ate the
Galactus.
souls of the Jedi, of the Force users, that'd be freaking awesome. If he was a soul leader, that'd be kind of freaking awesome. But,
Yeah, somebody watch Galactus real quickly and like, oh yeah, that's cool. We'll just make a Sith Galactus.
Yeah, right.
if Nihilus was like a vampire that takes your soul and takes out your force, that's awesome. Other than that, freaking planet killer,
Nope.
Goddamn Unicron.
Yeah, well, too, she's got the sabers flying. I mean, tri-sabers flying and killing people would be kind of cool, but yeah, they kind of half-ass these characters.
They did. They rushed it. We talked, like, the game got rushed.
Mm-hmm.
The story got rushed. There's things they can use from this character. I mean, in many ways,
With the Force.
she reminds me a lot of like the Brash Vow, right? Leaving and exiling because of something.
Sure.
Like, there's things I think they could take this character in a new way that could be kind of interesting, but like this part of it just made no sense to me.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that, well, of course, if they mention like if certain things in the Acolyte, do you think that the Old Republic will have a reference in, like if they do mention Revan or something like that the Old Republic will have some kind of a shade on?
I mean, people are waiting. People are chomping at the bit, just waiting for them to even be able to link somehow something to the effect of the Old Republic, Dom. So yeah, I mean, even if it's rough and they're just making shit up, they'll try.
They will, and the book they're gonna pump if Treya gets mentioned is this book right here.
Yeah, it's a
Star Wars Tales 24. Key Collector. Key Collector says the first appearance of Darth Traya. Traya is not actually in this book at all. This is Mar.
Yeah.
Is in
This
this
is Mar.
character, and for whatever reason, Key Collector thinks they're the same character. So you go on eBay, every listing is going to say first appearance of Nihilus, first appearance of Traya, because I just pulled it from Key Collector, which means this book will probably get pumped, but she's not actually in this book.
Well, it will, and then it won't. So
It
it's
won't.
gonna, and then everybody's gonna move away from it.
Right,
real quick.
because they're going to realize they messed up. Just letting you know, before it happens, not in this book.
See,
Do
I
not
like
buy
that.
this book for Darth Traya.
No, I buy it for this guy. I like this story.
Sure, if you want to buy it for Nihilus, that's because you think Nihilus is cool, but he's kind of a dumb
Nihilus,
character.
or does he buy it for Darka?
Darker. I like this. I like these pilot smile. I like that.
Yeah,
I like
Darker.
Dark's first appearance is somewhere else, though.
Yeah, but he
no,
likes the story. He said.
I like the story. I like the.
Yeah. But Darker, I think, is 21. Didn't that story 21, 22, 23, 24?
Yes.
Short story in all of them, I think. Yep. So, anyway, don't listen to eBay. Don't listen to Key Collector. Not in this book. So just make sure you know that.
Cool Darth Maul cover. There you go.
It's a cool cover. I love that cover. Yeah. But just wanted to put that out there because I know there will be somebody pumping this book.
Not somebody. There's gonna be a lot of people. People paid a lot of money for this book.
Yeah, they'll be pumping this book, and so know what's in it. If you like Darth Nihilus, it's fine, but don't buy it for Trey.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're gonna do too. Well, you know, she might not be in it, but Darth Nihilus says, and you can link that back. So
yeah, they'll do that too, right?
yeah, sell it on Whatnot. That's how to sell it on Whatnot, guys.
There isn't for one.
The first again because
There isn't one.
Yep, she shouldn't appear in any.
Yeah, she doesn't have a comic.
So, no first, not yet.
Yeah.
Not
So all of a sudden she shows up in the what the heck are those things? The Inquisitor book somehow. They like push her in just as it's all falling down, right? So we'll see.
Do you think the Acolyte has the missing 20? Was it the
Lost 20?
Yeah, the lost 20. Anything with the lost 20?
They might reference something to it, but
yeah.
They might reference a character to it. You might
Maybe.
be able.
They're gonna
Darth Crawl, Killer Croc.
No, not Croc. It would be somebody we don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many of the Lost 20 that we don't know. So there's plenty that they can choose from.
What's the series on that again? How are we doing the series? Like, is it coming out with 2 series the first week or
episodes 1 and 2?
Yeah, 1 and 2 are going to be fall the same night.
Yeah,
that would be
so
good.
2 hours, so from 9 to 10, 9 to 11. Because they say they're hour-long episodes.
I think they're 40 minutes, but
still like 9 to 10:30.
Yep.
To 11.
Yeah.
Did you guys cover how we're all excited too because Darth Sion's going to be there?
I want you to plan to eat a nihilist.
No, I mean, was it Sion's thing that he kept falling apart and he had consumed the Force, or he's just going to turn into like rock rubble or whatever too? Not great characters.
Some of these characters, like I understand some of the extended universe, the Old Republic stuff, kind of crazy. Some of the characters, some of the outrageous stuff. Look, and like George Lucas saying that, all right, he created Star Wars. He would know what the Force is. But the fact is that there was a lot of shit that went on. I know that he did not like the extended universe. A lot of the stuff that came out. If it wasn't the movies.
But wait, he controlled it all, so he was creative behind it too, wasn't he?
No, but I mean, here's the thing about.
I know.
Here's the thing about video games back then. Video games got pushed out way quicker than you could ever imagine today. I think that game had a year. It had to come out in a year after the other game, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
Can you imagine a game coming out in a year with a story-driven RPG? Like,
no, it doesn't come out.
It was a horrible decision to rush that game
with a different developer.
Yeah, different developer. It kind of had the Fallout issue. Fallout had the same issue at one point.
Why can't you just give me 8-bit games again?
And I know you want that, Dom. I know you want content all the time, but this is what happens when you rush content. I
know, but you know why? It's not about rushing the content. It's about having the people behind it that make the content good. And I think the people behind it, there's not many people out there that could actually really do great content. Like I think there's a lot of hacks out there, which make me laugh is that, and then these are the ones that are pushing out this content. And it's like, wait a minute, the story sucks, and that's why I get upset when it comes to a lot of different things. That there are good writers out there that actually know what they're doing, and I don't see them getting the light of day that they should. And that's the problem.
Do you guys think that the Star Wars Insider 88, the one that did all the Sith tales and talks a little bit about Tyra, is going to do better because of this?
So 88 has the 4 covers, right?
Yeah, the ones where it's Vader. Maybe we should show next week.
Give me a second, I can pull.
It's Vader. Well, we can pull it up, but yeah, the one where Vader is. It's like obey.
See, I like that.
I want to say obey or
8-bit Sabine. I want 8-bit characters. Give me 8-bit characters in video games again. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, no. But yeah, so Wayseeker muted. Yeah. Okay, that's one of them.
What's the other cover? Like a zombie.
So these you might want to get some of these. Because these there's the Obey Vader.
What's the first one? What's the first one that you showed?
I don't know. You're muted, Wayseeker.
Yeah.
Oh, the Palps?
Oh, Palpatine. Oh, damn.
Yeah, Palp.
It's actually a badass Palpatine cover.
Yeah, well, they're all
great.
In here is a bunch of the stories of the Sith. Like, I just wonder because you're starting to see people like grab TPBs and want storylines. Like, if there's something that's going to tell storylines of the old Sith and like some, like even with what's her name that we just mentioned, there's a story about her in there. So, like, I think that might be, if you could find those. I mean, I know they're not super cheap. Maybe we'll cover them next week, but like, maybe sneak a couple, 2 or 3 of those real quickly. Obey Vader. That thing is cool as heck.
Yeah, well, Darth Maul is badass too.
Yeah, there's a cool covers. So.
Yep.
We'll do that next week.
I have a couple sets of those.
Yeah, they're cool. That's Wayseeker hogging them all.
Yep.
He saturates his own market with them.
I have to do something with my magazines. I have 6 magazine short boxes of just Star Wars Insiders.
Yeah.
That's
how many doubles or triples do you have these damn books?
Some of them have like 5 to 10.
Jesus Christ.
Like Sabine, I only have 1. But some of them, like I have like 5 to 10.
You have that Boba Fett cover that I want.
I got more of them. I got like 4 of them now. Yeah.
How much you want for those?
You could ask me later.
Anyways, but yeah, maybe we'll cover some of that stuff too. It's getting exciting. I mean, I can't believe the time's almost here for it. I know, like, it's the holiday weekend and everything else. So appreciate it. We're going to let everybody go early today because, well, frankly, I got to get to bed, get back up.
You got to go fishing.
I got to go into episode. What is the episode going to drop? We'll have one more show before the episode drops.
Yeah, it officially drops Tuesday at 9.
I assume we're gonna have a big hullabaloo next week about a bunch of
let's
stuff.
have like a little thing. Like, let's name a couple of the High Republic characters that might be name dropped. That could be
name dropped.
Like name drop, like Avar Chris. Avar Chris might be named like somebody.
We could see name drop. I mean, we saw Plo Koon species again in another one. I still think it's going to be Plo's niece, so we can talk about Plo's niece a little bit.
Oh, good lord!
They actually just showed a video. Is this Plo Koon? I'm like, I don't know, because they look the same.
Not. I told you guys, it's not.
It's not.
I think it's going to be the niece. The niece is Jedi and canon, or not canon, but Legends.
I don't know if it's the niece. What was the first appearance?
I think it was 39. If I remember right off the top of my head.
We'll hit it up next week and
39.
we'll put it down for you. So
let's have possible first appearances that might actually.
Well, even if there's not, there's going to be people getting it wrong or doing like like you watch that one thing that guy he up to 80. Every show's got to have 86 Easter eggs. Some of your mom guy,
right? Yeah,
yeah, that guy. So when you watch that, like the people watch that and they're like, "Oh, well, this guy said that guy doesn't."
Well, new rock stars said the same thing too. You know what? Look,
said who? What now?
New rock stars.
The energy drink?
No, new rock stars. The guy is the.
No.
What are you talking about?
No, he's a
so
guy.
Clueless. Mark is so clueless. I know
he's
Tom is
actually
like way too into these things.
I actually like him and Screen Crush with the analysis.
These are the people he listens to.
I like those two guys. Those two guys are actually.
I had found out that you listened to Screen Crush the one time because you word for word said what I was playing something in the background, and all of a sudden I'm like, "What is this nonsense?" And then I heard it, and then I went on the show afterwards, and I was like, shit, I just heard that. What was that? I went back. It was that Screen Crush thing. And I was like, oh my God, dude, Dom's got to watch that show. Because,
Well, the whole
and that guy, I mean, that guy's show is just dog shit. He's just like, I mean, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong, but it's
Tony,
like,
you can't say it's dog shit and then say it's not bad. Like,
well, no, I mean, like, I
bad.
get why it's entertaining,
I have
but
a
like,
dog. It's bad.
you know,
what's funny is the fact that
because he just goes like this. He's like, and look, there's a piece of plastic in the background. That piece of plastic could be a thing. Back to a toy. They use plastic to make the original toys, and you're like, what the fuck? That doesn't even make sense.
I love the fact that he gets deep into the lore, and it's like it's just
He doesn't get deep to the lore. They let him watch the first 6 episodes of an 8-series thing. He then goes on the internet and says, hey, you see, there's a piece of plastic, and then goes to Wikipedia and looks some shit up, dude. Like he doesn't get it. Go back and you know what? That was the video it was. What the fuck show is that? What's the one where they go in? What? It was Andor, right?
Andor.
When Momon goes into the shop.
Yeah.
That's the one, because you said something exactly out of that video. Go back and watch it, how much shit he said there that he got wrong. He was, remember, Star Killer was showing up because the armor was Star Killer's armor, and it wasn't.
In freaking goddamn Luton's freaking shop. That he got it.
It wasn't.
But that was Star Killer's. It was his armor.
It wasn't.
It was the armor that Star Killer. Yes, it was.
No, they came out behind the scene thing. It wasn't. No,
it was the armor that he wore in the before the regular Star Killer.
Just
do
let it
you
go,
understand
Marco.
what the
Marco,
word
let's
no
go.
means?
Let's go to bed.
Do you understand what the word no means? No, it wasn't. Just because he said it, that's what I'm trying to tell you,
No,
Dom.
it's not that he said it. It is his armor. But it's not his armor. I don't know if it's his armor directly. I'm saying
It's his armor, but it's not his armor. What does that mean? Dom, what does that mean? It is his armor, but it's not his armor.
No,
Which one is it?
Not his
It can't be
exact.
both.
No, it's not from him exactly. I'm just saying it's just an Easter egg put there. It's what he wore at that time. There you go. I'm just saying.
All right, well, sorry, JJ got hit by the storms. Everybody in the Midwest, I hope you guys are doing safe. Keep yourselves safe on the East Coast too. The rains and thunderstorms have come by. Obviously,
I know. Big day for JJ tomorrow. They got the race, so
dude, that race is funnish, bro. I can't even tell people on the internet about the stories about the race, bro. Like you don't even want to know. I'll say this: we got stuck at one point on a double deck. I've kind of told the story before on a double decker London style bus. And a ex-NFL player, like,
you brought that story. I know
that was during the race, dude.
Oh, and you didn't say it was during the race. You told the story.
It was during the race. Yeah. I was down there for the race.
A couple of times. But I know that story.
Javon Curse too. That dude was a beast, bro. He was all right though. He would have to fight the whole fucking the club. Yeah, I was like, you know, like sometimes you're someplace and you're like, man, I'm really like having a good time, but it's time for me to if I stay. This is not going to go well. Yeah. When Javon Curse is outside of a bar going, we getting in. That's the time you go, sounds like a fun story, but it's time for me to leave.
Peace.
Time for me to leave.
That's when Marco had his bully try to pick on him, and he had the bus that time because of maybe you told that story about.
Oh yeah, because he was feeling up one of my friend's wives' leg, and he was like, dude, Salisbury, he's such a douchebag. It turned out later on he was a douchebag. Then I mean, I don't know. You can look him up on the thing. But yeah. What I said you went. I go. Your last season you were 0-4. Now you're 0-5 or something like that. I thought the shit was funny because I was all types of fucked up. He did not find that shit funny at all. At all.
He was hunting you down.
Yeah, he did. He came up there. He's like, I could throw you right over this fucking thing right now. I was like, yeah, you probably could. Like, dude, he wasn't a small boy, but then he got in trouble for doing dumb shit. And you're like, oh, really? Oh, that guy was all drugged out and sexually harassed. Yeah, you'd never hung out with him because that's all he did, dude. Dude, you think this is bad? This is where this comes from. That dude on that bus, he unbuttoned everything, licked his fingers, and started rubbing his nipples at women, dude. Swear to God. Swear to God. In the middle of a hot-ass bus, dude. No, one finger like this, pulled it down, unbuttoned his shirt, just started going at it. It was crazy. That we had a DJ there too that was going, the bus driver fucking quit. He left and walked off, left us on the expressway and walked off because it was getting so bad. And they had to bring they had a black car, somebody else in to try to get it off. It was a mess, dude. But it was fun. Yeah, but Javon Curse, yeah. It's like when Ron tells you to go get, or when Steiner tells you to go get Ronnie, you go get Ronnie. Javon Kerr says, "Oh, we're getting in this club." You do not go in that club. You just go the other way. Just go the other way.
That's it.
Experience lessons learned.
Sean, what's his name? Sean Salisbury. He used to be a quarterback for Minnesota.
Yeah.
He was on ESPN for a while. We were in, it was at Indy. I could probably look up the dates. I can't remember exactly what year it was. But I was at the 500. We were partying it. I worked for an energy drink company at the time. I was the marketing manager for them. And our budget was unbelievable. And we were getting shit faced. But I had the guy that we had a bunch of stuff. We had, at the time too, we pretty much had, they weren't our private security, but we paid off-duty police officers for a lot of stuff, including event stuff. Just because there's always trouble. I mean, like, I really won't tell you what was going on, but like, it's wild shit. And so we have them, and one of them was a friend. His name was Jeff, and his wife was there with us because we would have some free time. And we were in Indiana. They have this loop system on their expressway. I don't understand it because I didn't fucking drive. Like, I would always be chauffeured or whatever the fuck around. But there was this double, like the London bus, the London double-decker buses. We had one, and it was installed with a DJ system on the upper deck. And then it was like railings instead of seat on the upper deck, which opened up to a dance floor on the lower deck. It was literally just a fucking party bus. There was 2 bathrooms. We got stuck on the expressway, and for some reason, the driver kept trying to get off. Where he got off, the lines were too low, so we couldn't get off. Well, like after fucking 45 minutes, and we were all like, so when you got there, maybe I should explain this. When you got to Indy, each day you woke up, there was a package for you, and you filled out pretty much a menu, and it was what parties you were going to do that day. So like you would then submit it, and then at 12 o'clock, you would get whatever. Like I always got into whatever one but like some people, sorry, that's packed. You're not gonna be able to do it. But they tell you, okay, they're gonna pick you up out here, whatever. So we got on this bus. We were supposed to be going. I can't remember. It's been too many years. We get on there. We get stuck on the expressway, and obviously, like there's booze and all types of bullshit on there. Not to mention, it's an energy drink company, so we're mixing energy drinks with fucking alcohol, and people are probably doing extracurriculars also. The bathrooms ended up getting full up on the bus because people started just dumping trash into them, and then people couldn't pee, and we got stuck there. And Salisbury was on the bus, so were some of the other, we had an NFL player. There'd always be, there'd be famous people, I guess, around just because it's, that's how it goes. And but he was really handsy, and he really liked the ladies, and he definitely liked to harass them. So he was down there doing the nipple licking thing. And then we were standing up in the railing. Well, he's tall. Like these dudes are professional football players, not short people. So he then was just like drunkenly just doing whatever, winking at whatever, being a whatever asshole, but fine. But then he went up there, and her leg was like at the bar because we're on the upstairs, and he just starts stroking her like calf and stuff, which is weird. So then I was like, hey, my man, like knock it off or whatever. And she's like, I'm not dogging you. And she goes, hey, knock it off. I go, oh, you were 0-4. Now you went 0-5. He didn't like that. So he decided to try to find the stairwell to get up. And he eventually got up there, and he came for me. And whatever. I'm still alive, so it doesn't matter. This wasn't like whatever. He gave me a little bit of a shot to the back and was like, I could throw you over the railing. I was like, yeah, you probably could. They would have shot him though, so I don't care. But yeah, so then eventually that bus driver jumped out. They brought in a new one. The guy finally took us off the expressway, and we ended up at this club. And then Javon Kerr was there with a couple other players, and
You see,
Sean was like, I'll meet you outside. And I was like, I'm not, whatever. I didn't give a shit at that point. And then Kerr was getting into it with the bouncers at the time at the club. So then he's like, oh, we're getting in this bitch. And then that's when I was like, I'm done. Like, I already got an NFL X player one, whatever.
you see,
And
Marco, what you got to do, somebody like that was drunk like that, you hit him low, they go down, then you hit him high.
Oh, I was in my 20s at the time, and I was like the guy who's late, the lady, that was an off-duty police officer. I was not. Believe me, I was not worried about any situation going on there. When he's like, I could throw you off, I was like, yeah, you probably could. But I'm not worried about it because like it would not have gone well for him. So it just, yeah. I mean, I wasn't that worried about it. All right, guys. Well, that's it. We're gonna take off. Have a good weekend. Private chat.
Happy Memorial Day, everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, have a Memorial Day. Let's hit the L button. And there we go.